Tonight on Fox, we bring you to Pasadena. Venerable Rose Bowl Stadium. What a sight. 6-3 Nebraska against those gritty Bruins from UCLA. We welcome you inside, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Brando alongside old number 98, Devin Gardner. And boy, do we have a lot at stake for these two teams and storylines aplenty. Beginning with TJ Lateef, a young man from Compton, California, getting his first start not far from where he played in high school. What an amazing moment for him tonight.
Yeah, it's incredible. And for Nebraska fans, it's going to look a little different than what they're used to seeing with Dylan Raiola. But I think the offensive coordinator for Nebraska, Dana Holgorsen, is going to lean into his running ability, and he could create some issues for the UCLA defense.
And the story of Iamaleava has been incredibly covered through the preseason and, of course, now at midseason. And when you think about him being on the opposite side of TJ Lateef, which he is, what a night for him to reboot.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool because the bye week came at a perfect time. Everybody in Westwood got to take a deep breath, relax, and kind of flush that game they had against Indiana. And the focus was the feet of Iamaleava. And when they figure that out, when he's good with his feet, he's as good as anybody. And it's going to be exciting to watch these two young quarterbacks.
It really is. Nebraska will kick it away. And we should mention that Big Red travels in major numbers. They've got as many fans here as UCLA does. It'll feel like a bowl game tonight with a 50-50 crowd. Nebraska won the toss, deferred, so UCLA will receive to open this game. John Hull will kick it away. And he goes through the end zone for a touchback. And here's the third member of our team, the one and only Josh R. Sims.
Well, Timmy B, I asked several players this week what changed when Tim Skipper took over as the interim head coach, and they all told me to a T that he brought the joy back to the game. We talked to Skipper the other day. He said, yeah, that was part of it, but initially they had to have some tough conversations. Guys had to decide if they wanted to be here. After it, they made changes. They cleaned the locker room. They shortened practices, made them more intentional and intense. They brought back the celebrations, but most importantly, he gave this team an identity that salvaged their season, Tim.
Indeed they did, and he also made sure that Jerry Neuheisel would be calling the plays. A Bruin through and through. And on the game's first play, Javion Thomas stopped by Keona Davis, number 97. Javion is a talented guy. They call him the Jet. As you look at Iamaleava, that story about leaving Tennessee after taking them to the college football playoffs and then opting to come out to UCLA when there were really no other takers for his services. And now he's been freed up by the aforementioned Neuheisel, who was once carried off the field after coming in as a backup quarterback to beat Texas in 2014. Rick Neuheisel's son, who was a former MVP of a Rose Bowl, I might add. That out pattern is complete to Rico Flores Jr., and it'll be 3rd down and 5 after a gain of 4. Rex Guthrie, number 21, making the stop.
Now, this is not an obvious pass down, but you expect that UCLA is going to put this ball in the air. And a thing to note, great pass rusher. Deshaun McCullough did not make the trip with Nebraska, number 15. He is not on the field, so they're going to have to generate a pass rush. Maybe they bring extra guys on this first 3rd down.
Dylan Rogers, number 52, is in for McCullough. On 3rd down and 5, Jalen Berger is checked in at running back. They only bring 3, and he's going deep for Gilmer. Quasi Gilmer, the sophomore from here in Los Angeles. The intended receiver, Sierra Wright, was there with him on that route.
Yeah, Sierra Wright is the Swiss Army knife of this back end. He does a nice job as a pass covering defensive back, but he also helps in the run game. Right here, he's running hip to hip. There's really no space for that ball to be thrown. Outstanding coverage and a nice start for Nebraska's defense.
Will Carroll is in to punt the ball away.
That pass defense for Nebraska, they are stingy.
They are
really good. They are number 2 in the Big Ten and number 2 in the entire country.
Yeah, that back end of the defense of John Butler's is the strongest point of the Huskers. That ball was muffed, and a beautiful job by Carroll to get this boot away, end over end to Barney. And look out as he gets it all the way up to the 39 before being buried. Magnificent job by Carroll after getting that wayward snap to get it out for 48 yards and a 17-yard return.
I mean, that heart starts pounding. You drop that football, it's a good snap, and he has to find a way to scramble and get it out.
Oh, those Aussies know how to kick those, don't they?
Oh, yeah. It almost played in exactly into what he wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah, it did.
He just made it a little more adventurous.
It may have affected the Bruins' coverage just a bit. They were a little early to get down there and had overrun a little bit. T.J. Lateef. He's completed 16 out of 19 this season. And you're going to see a lot of this tonight. Spun down after picking up the first down, and just as you authored at the top of the show, he took off.
Yeah, he's got a different skill set, and they're going to lean into his ability to run. Now, for UCLA on defense, you have to not only be worried about the design quarterback run, but when they get in those obvious pass downs, he drops back. You can do everything right, seemingly, and his legs can make you wrong, so that's going to be a big point of emphasis for UCLA's defense.
Offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen told us prior to the game on the field, he mentioned nothing about coming home. Nothing this week. He is a cool cat. Emmett Johnson, number 21. Another guy you'll see a lot of all evening long. The junior out of Minneapolis is a stud. Andre Jordan and Key Lawrence, the safeties and corners, collaborate on the tackle.
And to get this play started, you need your left tackle, number 57, Elijah Pritchett, to make sure he holds strong so that your talented running back can sift his way through and get there for a first down. That's a really nice start for Nebraska.
He's averaging 113 yards per game, is Johnson. Look at that. He will get past the first would-be tackler almost on every play. He gets ahead for 3 there. Isaiah Chisholm, number 32, with the stop. And Holgorsen calls him his Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Tim, this is our 3rd time seeing him. He just gets better and better and better every single time. And they don't want to put too much on him. However, when he doesn't get tired, they just can't help but give him the football. You're going to see him touch the ball a ton tonight.
Yeah, and he'll catch it out of the backfield as well or better than anybody in the college game. Lateef to Hunter. And Isaiah Hunter has it inside the red zone at the 15. A gain of 16. And this Nebraska contingent is being heard from.
It's a really nice job of getting your quarterback comfortable. Get him on the outside, cut the field in half, and allow your talented wide receiver, number 13, Isaiah Hunter, to get an easy completion for the quarterback. This is a really nice job and a really nice start by offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen.
3 plays of 14, 13, and 16. Underneath passes authored by Holgorsen to have them on the doorstep of 6. Emmett Johnson remains the setback. Look out. And he burrows his way down to the 10. Key Lawrence again with the tackle. Nice pacing to this opening drive for Nebraska.
And you, for people at home, you go into a game with what we call openers, right? 10 to 15 plays where everybody on offense knows exactly what's coming, right? So these plays have been practiced over and over again. You can see the fluidity in which this drive is going. It's a perfect job for a young quarterback making his first start.
The line to make for a 1st and goal is the 5. 2nd down and 5. Johnson, and he got that far, right to the line to make. It'll be 1st and goal.
Throughout the season, this offensive line has struggled in pass protection, but when they're opening holes for their running back, they do a really nice job. Johnson just continues to lean on defenses throughout games. So early, you know he's fresh, but this is how he runs the football later in games as well.
This has been a methodical drive. Great mix of run and pass for the Huskers.
They're not afraid to call this game freely, so a throw outside is not off the table.
4 first downs on 6 plays. Johnson wrapped up at the point of attack this time. Gary Smith, Isaiah Chisholm, both make contact. They'll give him a yard of forward progress. Down to the 4.
When we talked to head coach Matt Rule, we asked, will there be training wheels on the play calling? He said absolutely not. Call this game as if T.J. Lateef is a veteran, and that's a testament to him and what he's shown them in practice.
Dylan Raiola, of course, injured late in that game with USC in the third quarter. Lateef had to come in and acquitted himself nicely. Probably helped him a lot in preparation for this game. Johnson, extra effort. John Vaughn's coming through there to cut him down. And he'll pick up a couple of yards on that play.
Hey, Tim, with a freshman quarterback, you wouldn't believe that this is the first third down coming up here. That's a nice job by John Vaughn's getting in there to create this third down. But this is the first third down with a young quarterback. And I'm just telling you, I don't think that they're afraid to keep the ball in his hands. Remember, his legs on the edge could be dangerous.
Johnson has 10 rushing touchdowns. The rest of the team only has 5. Third and goal here. Out pattern, it is caught at the goal line. Touchdown. We welcome those of you watching some hoops from the Breslin Center, Michigan State and Arkansas, here at the Rose Bowl. Nebraska on their first possession takes it in for a touchdown, courtesy Ja'Cory Barney on the receiving end of this pass from freshman and Compton, California's own T.J. Lateef.
What a nice job. You got to see if that ball hits the white line. All it has to do is graze the right line. But how about the strong hands of Ja'Cory Barney Jr.? That ball most times is going to be knocked out. But because of those strong hands, if not a touchdown, he's at least at the inch-yard line.
If it stands, it's his 4th touchdown reception. Has 3 also rushing the football.
And remember, Tim, you're going to have an angle to show that it clearly is not a touchdown.
It's been upheld. Referee Francisco VR letting everyone know. Look at the elation of Holgerson with his quarterback.
I mean, coming home, first start. How cool is it for T.J. Lateef to have a drive like that?
And the extra point from Cunanan, and it's a 7-0 game. Oh, a nice wild and woolly start here in historic Rose Bowl Stadium. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, you'll hear from Josh R. Sims a little later on. I tell you, that was exactly what Nebraska wanted in their opening drive.
I mean, I don't know if there's a perfect drive, but that was perfect. That's exactly what they want for their young quarterback coming home. All the pressure of showing in your first start for a program like Nebraska in the Rose Bowl. What an outstanding start for Nebraska's offense.
Well, and T.J. Lateef is one of these young men that you hear about through recruiting. You know about him from his Elite 11 opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us more about him. How much could you compare him to Dylan Raiola?
I mean, he has a lot of the same traits as far as preparation, right? He's always going to be ready. He has that mind of a guy who I'm not going to be unfocused. And evidence of that, Coach Rule said that in practice, they usually do competition periods on Tuesdays. He came in and said, hey, can we do it again on Wednesday? I need to make sure that I'm ready. And I think that competition period on Wednesday helped him in that drive.
Well, 2 out of 2 throwing the ball for Lateef, 18 yards, and he got 14 yards rushing, and only 1 third down for the 5 first downs that they had. And let's go down to Josh Sims, who has more on Dylan Raiola's plight.
Well, that's right, Timmy B. He had successful surgery to repair that broken fibula in New York earlier this week, and now the recovery process begins for him. Now, listen, he's a guy that wants to postpone that surgery to next week so he can be out here to watch T.J. Lateef make the start, as you see him in the hospital giving the thumbs up that the surgery went well. But now for him, he wants to support T.J. as much as he can. Had an impassioned speech to the team this week, urging them to support T.J., as I'm sure he's sitting home or back in Lincoln or maybe still in New York watching as he had that touchdown drive there.
And of course, he's got his uncle, a part of his staff, the O-line coach for Nebraska. He'll be updated by us and, of course, on his phone from his relatives and fellow fans. Davion Thomas gets it out to the 30-yard line. Rex Guthrie with the tackle, gain of 5. And the story on Iamaleava, as we discussed, for those that are just joining us, Devin, let's repeat that story for him, what the purpose of this offense this week will be after being buried by Indiana after that 3-game win streak.
Yeah, the bye week couldn't come early enough, right? You have to work on the feet of Iamaleava. When his feet are right, he's a talented quarterback, and his ability shines through.
Speaking of feet, he'll use them to get the line to make for a first down for UCLA as Jerry Neuheisel dials up some plays. Deshaun Singleton made the tackle.
I just really love the confidence that interim head coach Tim Skipper and also Jerry Neuheisel, offensive coordinator, have instilled in Nico Iamaleava. He looks like a totally different quarterback from the beginning of the season.
Oh, nice deke by Iamaleava. They had that little bubble screen covered, and he decided to tuck it and take it.
You
and
can see the
Javen
confidence.
Wright the stop.
You can see the confidence when he runs. You can see the confidence when he throws the football. It's not always going to be perfect, but he pulls that ball down because it's not there, and he's straight to the run to pick up positive yardage on first down.
There's Jerry. He still looks like he should be playing high school ball, doesn't he? Forever young.
Are you jealous, Tim?
Well, the hair, the youth, yeah. Yeah, you could say so. Second down and 4. Out of the shotgun, a sidearm sling that's incomplete. Flores was the intended receiver. Third down and 4. Speaking of cool customers, Iamaleava is that too. We chatted with him before this game yesterday, and he is having a blast working with Neuheisel in this new offense. He was a bit hesitant early and probably didn't run the ball as much as he could have as a result. They have freed him up, and this offense now, being authored by that young man, Jerry Neuheisel, fits him perfectly. And using those feet makes him even more compelling. That's a first down to midfield.
That's really impressive, Tim. You know, offensive coordinator Jerry Neuheisel, he's going to find a way to get to the run game. But how about these safeties getting down in the mix and still being able to pick it up? UCLA is outnumbered because of the talent of Nico Iamaleava. He's able to get the first down with a loaded box.
Well, and the book on this Nebraska defense is to attack them with the run game. That secondary of theirs is elite. Ahead goes Jalen Berger. Well, he'll get from his own 49 to the 47-yard line of the Cornhuskers, a gain of 5. There's John Butler, spent some time in the pros. He's going to give Nico some interesting looks in tonight's game.
Yeah, he's already done it. He's done a different variations of cover two, really trying to confuse Nico Iamaleava, and he's going to have to be really disciplined with his eyes in this football game.
Anthony Woods, number 6, is back, healthy again. He checks into the backfield along with Anthony Frias, number 22, and a marker comes down. False start, the preliminary indication.
False start. 72 of the offense. 5-yard penalty until second down.
And that's DeGiorgio, Garrett DeGiorgio, the right guard. Veteran player out of Oak Hills, California.
See him there holding his lower back and limping very
Yep.
aggressively.
Yeah, he's walking like me after 36 holes of golf there.
And how about the toughness, right? He is not requesting to
Yeah.
go out of the game. His teammates are comforting him. But if you're Nebraska and you recognize that, you need to go after him.
Can you tell I'm jonesing for golf in the offseason?
Oh, yeah.
Second down, 11. They run against the blitz, and Woods runs right into it at about the 47-yard line. He may have gotten, well, he does get about 4 or 5 more. Vincent Shavers coming up from linebacker to make the tackle.
You got to love the toughness of Garrett DeGiorgio. Obviously, he is in an immense amount of pain, and he finds a way to sift through there to help his running back pick up yardage there.
Now, team high 46 starts for this young man at UCLA, including 19 straight. Make it 20 after tonight. Fox College Football is sponsored by Discover. It pays to discover. And by Applebee's. All veterans and active duty military eat free at Applebee's this Veterans Day on Tuesday, November 11th. Now we want to show you what happened to Garrett DeGiorgio to get him to the bench moments ago, Devin.
Yeah, he seemed fine before this play. This is the false start, right? He false starts here, and then right after, you're going to see once the flag is thrown, he's going to grab his back right away. And then he stays in for that next play. He gives it everything he's got. You got to love that kind of battle from a guy up front.
Well, the essence of a non-contact injury. You see Julian Armella has come in for him, number 74. The redshirt junior out of Miami, Florida. Julian Armalo out of the shotgun. Nico in trouble. Look at him. How resourceful is he, Amaliava? It's a first down. Deshaun Singleton with the stop. Talk about quick feet.
He's dangerous.
When you
cover everyone downfield, he is very confident as a runner. Watch him take the ball and get back, right? No real danger. Once he feels that danger, he puts the ball away and he starts to roll, and that's when he's very, very dangerous. This defense has to be worried about this, and watch him finish the run.
That was a heck of a block by Rico Flores, too, the wide receiver, to help free him up to get a few extra yards. Thomas checks back in at running back, number 21. Thomas, and he gets it inside. And by the way, this is a young man that can play some serious volleyball too.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean, his athletic ability, I think, is a little understated. Take a look at him on the volleyball court, just jumping, spiking, doing all the things you want to do. He was a high-level recruit as a volleyball player, and some say he could have been one of the best in the country if he had gone that route.
He's a relative Karch Karai of the Gen Zs, man. You remember Karch Karai?
I have no idea who that is.
He was a captain of our Olympic-winning volleyball team.
Awesome.
Yes.
And he would have been one of those guys if he had chosen the football route.
Yeah, that's right. Karch in 1984. 84 Olympics, right here in Los Angeles. That pass caught by Quasi Gilmer. He's going to be 2 yards shy of a first down, a gain of 8.
This is a really nice route by Gilmer, right? He first closes the gap and then straight to the slant. A very nice job of freezing the defensive back's feet and then getting there. You would love a much better throw from Nico, but he takes a hit. You got to love a quarterback that stands in there, takes a hit, and finds the way to get the ball to his wide receiver.
Karch Karai, by the way, is he's considered the godfather of beach volleyball. Just a little extra nugget for you there, my friend. 3rd down and 2. Thomas. He is stoned, and I think the line to make may have the first down. Javen Wright comes up to make the tackle, but move the chains. This drive goes on. You know, Nico told us going 0 for 4 ain't easy. Rough start to the year. We were starting to look like we were going to lose to Penn State before we even played. So I let the team know. He talked to them.
And he's not a talker.
Yeah, and he said, if you're thinking of going into the portal or something, go. Get out of here. We don't need you. I mean, he is a soft-spoken young man, but he left no doubt as to who was the leader of this team.
Yeah, and he said he just felt like something needed to be said. He felt the aura that was kind of leaving them.
The ruling of a first down is under review.
It looks like they're going to check that to see if, in fact, he made the line to make. Speaking of that, by the way, you know, you consider what he went through in the offseason, particularly in social media, because he vacated Tennessee, thinking that there would be all of these takers, and in fact there weren't. And when that happens in today's world, you really get beaten up over it. And I thought he handled it well. And now look at what he's doing the second half of the season.
Yeah, he definitely did. But let's take a look here. I think that's a pretty clear first down.
Yeah.
And if not clear, not clear enough to change the call on the field.
Got to remember now, it's where the ball is when the knee touches.
Yeah.
And the ball was clearly past the unofficial yellow line that we have for you. Francisco VR taking a look at it.
All right, this is even better look here to see it's going to be the right knee in question.
And where the ball is.
Down there, and the ball is
a good half yard ahead of the knee.
And I think it's a little too close to change because of the call on the field. Now, if it was called not a first down, I don't think they would be able to change it that way either.
Boy, this is scary. You and I agree.
That means we're probably wrong. Change your answer. Change it. And if they don't have the first down here, I imagine that head coach Tim Skipper is telling his team right now, we're going for this. Right. And I would keep the ball.
After reviewing the play, ruling of a first down is upheld.
Hey, we're 1 for 1.
There we are.
Yeah. By the way, I got to tell you, Francisco VR gave me a Big Ten medallion before the game.
Wow.
You like that?
He didn't give me one.
Yeah. I mean, I told him I won't argue much with these long delays for replays. I'll be kind to him tonight.
Yeah, you got to be kind. Timmy, be kind. Timmy, be kind. You like that?
Like the iron in basketball,
There you
right?
go.
The
There you
iron
go.
kind as opposed to unkind. 1st and 10. Berger the setback. They go trips to the bottom of your screen. Iamaleava with time, now running out. Unloads it late to Berger. Berger, a first down. Oh, what wizardry by Nico. Andrew Marshall to stop.
The ability to play from the pocket. Watch his eyes, right? He's going right, then he's going left, and then he says, okay, I'm in trouble. My clock is running out. Find the check down. He finds it, and when you get to the check down on time, it allows for that yak. Yards after catch, they pick up a first down there. And the ability to navigate your arm around the outstretched arms of the defensive lineman, very impressive by Nico Iamaleava.
Berger, the much-traveled Big Ten star, 2 years at Wisconsin, 2 at Michigan State. Now first down. 13th play of the drive, over 7.5 minutes long. Berger on a stretch play. As we come to the end of the quarter, just shy of the 10 in a game of 3. Well, as we head to the end of the quarter, we're going to take you to break with some beautiful visuals for tonight's Game Flow, sponsored by Progressive. Arguably the prettiest uniforms in football. The red and white and the blue and gold. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
Yeah, you can see this drive is going really well, and it's because of the first down production for UCLA. On this drive alone, they are 4 of 6, and that means they need to get at least 4 yards on first down to stay ahead of the chains. They've done a nice job, and you can see it has them down in the red zone with an opportunity.
2nd down and 7. Thomas, the setback. He bounces it outside, and will be stopped shy of the 10 at about the 12. Maybe give him 1, and that's about it. Cade Peterzak. Peteshock, I should say. There was a young man that played in the offensive line years ago. It's spelled like Peterzak, but it's pronounced Peteshock.
And it started with number 5, Riley Van Poppel. I mean, he just played in the backfield of UCLA. You cannot allow that, especially down in here tight.
Yep.
You've got to be stout at the point of attack if you're the offensive line of UCLA.
Third down and 9. Iamaleava, he's got his man, it's Gilmer, and he's got it down to the 4. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Donovan Jones runs Gilmer down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, and they're not even thinking about kicking a field goal here. They are going for it right now.
And it looks like they're going to have to call a timeout. Nebraska gets it, and Matt got a workout.
First timeout of the half. Nebraska. Timeout on the field.
Matt working on getting his steps in on the road. 4th down and 1. And it's a long one when we come back.
Timeout! Timeout!
That'll
timeout.
be me at LAX in a few hours. All right. Pretty good sea of red, wouldn't you say, for a road game in Pasadena, California? It was a bowl game vibe downstairs before the game, and we went down during warm-ups. And Nebraska and their fan base, they travel well. They're sending messages to respective bowl committees. Hey, if we can win out, we get to 9. Take us to a Florida Bowl, shall we, on New Year's Day? That's what they're thinking. And UCLA trying to get their 4th win and get bowl eligible. 4th down and 1. Iamaleava all the way into the 1. He's got the first down. Sierra Wright and Vincent Shavers make the tackle.
Nebraska did a nice job of evening out the numbers. However, number 22 in that powder blue, Anthony Frias, has to make a block. And then if you're the quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, you have to make one guy miss to get the first down, and he does just that.
By the way, UCLA only has 7 rushing touchdowns all year.
Tim,
Nico
I go right
has
back
4
to
of
it.
them.
I go right back to it here.
Yeah, Nico's got 4 of those 7 rushing touchdowns. Berger is in the backfield with him now. And you called it the Wildcat. It's Berger. Berger takes it in on the Wildcat. Second rushing touchdown for Jalen Berger.
You don't overthink it, Tim. It's the exact same play, except now they give a little window dressing, right? They go shift, and it's the same play. They got a big blocker in the back. Big number 92, Siali Taupaki.
Oh, tell you what, he got somebody got a hold of the britches there. And the extra point is good. Mateen Bagani puts it through. I think we got a good one, partner. Oh, we're dreaming, mamas and papas. Oh, take me back. Take me back, California.
California dreaming.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, Josh Sims. That was a 17-play drive. It lasted 9 minutes and 46 seconds. And Berger takes it in off the Wildcat. But think about this. Nico on that drive, Devin, 3 for 3 for 26 in the air. Rushed it 5 times for 33 yards.
Of course, and this offense is functioning its best when he is involved in the run game. You can see it was a heavy dose of that, and it got him all the way down the field. That is a long drive. That's the longest touchdown drive of the season for UCLA.
He goes through for a touchback, and as we take this quick break, forgive me for being personal. The Santa Monica Beer is the last time I was in Los Angeles with my late father. We were together on the Santa Monica Pier. Yep, we were. Our game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. And TJ Lateef was outstanding on the opening drive. Jalen Berger culminated the longest drive of the season for UCLA on a touchdown drive. 9 minutes and 48 seconds, and here we are, tied at 7.
Yeah, Nebraska's previous drive, it was 9 plays, right? So they're not quite out of the openers, but it's getting to the end where offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen is going to start to call this game off the top of his head.
TJ Lateef, the quarterback, quick slant. It's caught. It's Barney. And it is just shy of the line to make for a first down. About a half yard away, it appears. Vaughn's over there to make contact.
It's really nice recognition here. You're going to get a blitz off of the edge, and when that blitz comes, you replace him with the throw. That's Jalen Woods coming, and a nice recognition by the young quarterback.
Second down and less than a yard. Inches away from the first down. Got a play to work with, one would think. Let's see if Dana gets busy here or simply hands it off to keep it going. No, he's going to throw it. And Lateef looking, checks it down and gets the first down on a check down to Emmett Johnson, the sure-handed receiver, as a running back for Nebraska.
Tim, I told our audience that his skill set is different, but on the RPO of the previous play, and then here, escaping, starting to create, and then not a throw, just a little shovel.
Yep.
That looks a lot like Dylan Raiola. So he has some of the same skill sets, but his running ability is what kind of makes him different.
I'm sure Raiola is smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Back in Lincoln right now.
You think everything that he's doing on that field is not making Dylan Raiola proud? I mean, they've been tied at the hip, learning from each other as they go through this journey as a quarterback at this level.
That old saying, every day's an audition. Emmett Johnson forges ahead for 3. Second down and 7. Here's that first drive for Lateef.
Yeah, it was masterful, man. I mean, he showed everything. He showed from the start, the ability to run and pick up about 12 yards on the first opportunity. He gets on the edge, finds the over route, makes the throw. He was accurate, he was on time, and then it culminated with this touchdown to Barney and those strong hands of the true sophomore.
Just as we were welcoming our Fox audience for that touchdown. Our producer, Jake Jolivet, making sure that you're up to date on that Nebraska drive. Going screen underneath to Emmett Johnson. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. 56 yards. Touchdown. Emmett getting it done.
Defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle for UCLA knew that this would come. But if you want to have a screen, you got to get it started. Take a look at the top of the screen. Wide receiver, boom, making sure that he gets this start. That's started. That's Isaiah Hunter. And then the big fellas rumbling down the field, moving guys out of the way. Move, get out of the way. My running back is going to the end zone. Outstanding run by Emmett Johnson.
Justin Evans, 51, and Rocco Spindler, 50. The center and guards, respectively, really had a convoy going down that sideline.
I mean, how cool is it to see those big dudes 45 yards down the field? Let's make sure that he stayed in, but you can see Big Evans is moving guys out of the way. It looks clear to me. They confirmed it, and they're going to be kicking an extra point. Outstanding start to this football game for all parties involved on the Nebraska side.
Cunanan for the extra point. Well, we had the longest drive of the year for UCLA. That is the longest Nebraska play, the third longest Nebraska play of the year for this touchdown. And I'd say he is the Christian McCaffrey of this team.
That boy is good.
Picking them up, putting them down on Fox. Look at that scoring drive. It was quick, wasn't it? And Emmett Johnson, he is the fix-it man for Nebraska.
Hey, Tim, let's just enjoy the big uglies up front. That's Rocco Spindler there, and he's running down after his wide receiver makes his block. You got Evans out front. He moves him, move, and then he's like, Tim, you want some more?
I want some more.
There he is. And Johnson just tiptoes into the end zone. Really nice job. I love a big offensive lineman, 6'5", 320 pounds, getting out front to clear the way for his running back.
And since we're in the Keith Jackson broadcast facility, he'd be saying, oh, golly, golly, look at those big uglies go. Just knocking them down one by one.
That is good.
Oh, Nelly. And here's the return from Mikey Matthews. And he's up to the 21, and let's go down to Josh Sims.
Well, guys, we saw Jalen Berger take that direct snap in for the touchdown on UCLA's last drive. And I talked to Berger this week, and he told me his eyes light up whenever they call plays like that. That goes back to his days in Jersey playing for Don Bosco Prep, a play they ran heavy for him. And now Jerry Neuheisel bringing it to UCLA. And you know Berger, his eyes lit up when they called that play on the last drive.
It's almost 500 pounds in front of him, Tim. Of course his eyes lit up.
Yeah, you think? I talked to Jerry's dad, Rick. You know, he was carried off the field when they upset Texas. When he came in a backup role, he was carried off the field after they beat Penn State. Rick said, I was Rose Bowl MVP. I never got carried off the field at UCLA. My son's ahead of me, 2-love. And on the rollout action, Mokiawa Timalala on the receiving end of that pass. On the check down from Iamaliava. Try getting all those syllables in the same sentence.
Tim, I'm going to challenge you to say it 5 times fast. Iamaliava, Yamaliava, Yamaliava. Let's go.
Well, if I leave out a la-la,
I got you.
You got me. That's good. 2nd and 3. Anthony Woods trying to get lower than the defender. He may have for just a yard, if anything. Vincent Shavers had 6 tackles in the last couple of games, the sophomore from Miami.
It's a 3rd down. They're moving quick.
Very quick. And Woods has the 1st down. Tough yards there, running right back into Shavers again. And the second effort is what got that first down.
Tim, you're absolutely right. There are two unblocked defenders, and Woods finds a way to power through to pick up the necessary yardage.
When you saw that graphic for Minnesota and Oregon, boy, did Oregon have to work to get a win today.
Worked very hard.
Man, that was some game that they had to navigate. What a day it's been in college football. Indiana, incredible story against a feisty Penn State team. Thomas, nothing doing. Penn State was trying to pull a UCLA against them from a few weeks back and almost pulled it off.
Marquise Watson Trent. What an outstanding job. Right in the middle of your screen. Watch him wrong arm this, right? Dip his shoulder and get underneath this big lineman, boom, and get to the runner to stop him. Outstanding job of technique. That's textbook, exactly how you teach it.
Well, the linebackers and the corners and safeties are really, really stout for John Butler's defense. 2nd and 10. Nico calls his own number again, and how do you do, Nico? 19 yards and a first down.
Tim, his talent is shining through. He's playing fast. They have eyes on him. They have guys to watch him. Doesn't matter. Number 52, Rogers, you have no chance. The athletic ability of Nico Iamaleava gets him down the field for another first down.
I mean, you look back at that win against Penn State. Iamaleava basically single-handedly won that game for them. He really did. And John Butler was having nightmares about him all week. Stopping his feet are the priority for Nebraska defensively. Javion Thomas, the Jet, stopped in his tracks there after a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. I mean, I know it's early November, Devin, but this game is feeling like a postseason game.
It does.
I mean, it really does.
Two teams, right? Obviously, Nico Iamaleava is a quarterback that's been playing all year, but he's kind of rejuvenated since the coaching change. And obviously, on the other side is TJ Lateef. I mean, he is being born on Fox right before our eyes.
And I think both teams are playing with the freedom of knowing what their new goals are after what happened in the last games together. Javion Thomas gets very close to the necessary yardage to make. Pickup of 6. He's signaling first down, but I think he's going to be a little shy. Javen Wright made the tackle.
And that's really nice patience by Javion Thomas, right? He gets into the line of scrimmage and then he kind of finds his way through to get close to a first down. And I'm just telling you, I would leave the ball in the hands of Nico Iamaleava. However, they've got great yardage with their running backs as well. For me, I want number 9 to have the football.
Nico's pass, had to get rid of it quickly, incomplete. I think the ball might have been tipped too. Some pressure off the backside was coming his way. He needed to unload it, and it will be 4th down.
And that's a play call to see what you can get, because you know you're going for it on 4th down. If you get a big play, that's great, but they feel comfortable that they're going to be able to pick up this yard with either their quarterback or their runners. You can see they bring in that big, heavy package. Number 92, Siali Taupaki, is in the football game.
There's the big fella. Thomas and Frias are in the backfield. Uh-oh, the Cornhuskers read that one. Andrew Marshall cutting through there with the initial hit. A big play for the Husker defense.
Jerry Neuheisel, the offensive coordinator for UCLA, was thinking just like me. He wanted to keep the ball in the hands of his quarterback, but Andrew Marshall had other plans. A very nice job of blowing up this play, and he gets the ball back for his offense with the help of his defense.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram.
Keep your eyes here on the defensive line. On that third down, this is a hard count. This ball should not be snapped. The center thinks that the defense has come across the line, and so it's a surprise to everyone involved. A run play would have been called. Jerry Neuheisel tried to get to a free 5 yards. The ball snapped. Nobody's prepared.
And after the ball's turned over on downs, Nebraska from their 40. Great defensive work by the Bruins. Piercing through their Scooter Jackson, the junior, also out of Compton, California, making the stop. And there's Butler. And it's been around the pro game for a long time. He's happy with what he's seen so far.
Oh, yeah, the discipline of the defensive line to not go offside, because you will get those 3 yards. A nice job of his defense standing tall against a UCLA offense that's really finding their groove.
Isaiah Mosey, number 22, into the game for the first time for Nebraska. He is set behind Lateef. Little zone read concept, and there's TJ going to work. Very close to the necessary yardage for a first down. Key Lawrence drags him down. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
This is the difference in which you don't usually see from Dylan Raiola. This is a bluff. So 44 is going to come around. He's going to bluff the end and then go around, and Lateef is going to follow him right around. If that end dunks inside trying to stop that, he gets on the outside, and he has the speed to pick up enough yardage to put them in a really, really nice situation on 3rd down.
Emmett Johnson checks in on the money down. 3rd and 1. Uh-oh, look at this. Harburg, the former quarterback, just a couple of years ago, moved to tight end. He sets in there, gets under center, and takes it for a little quarterback sneak to get the first down.
You just got to love these tight ends. On the last play, 44, Luke Lindenmeyer. And then you put in the big former quarterback, Heinrich Harburg, to pick up the first down. This offense is running like a well-oiled machine. And one thing you have to notice, they're staying out of multiple 3rd downs. That's only the 2nd one of the game. And they're making sure they're not in those 3rd and long situations, in those obvious pass situations, because you know the offensive line has struggled to protect in those times.
This pace and this offense is a far cry from what we last saw on the road when we had them in Minnesota.
Absolutely right.
Emmett Johnson again. Boy, he is tough. That's another first down. You know, this week Dana Holgerson said that they weren't going to go vanilla in offense at all. And he basically said, we're going to let it rip, and that's what they've done.
Take a look here. How is this play able to work? Number 6, John Vaughns. He's supposed to be the edge protector. He blocks himself. He ducks inside for a second, and it allows Emmett Johnson to get on the outside. Tim, I almost went Emmitt Smith there. I mean, he runs so powerful and so great. I almost went Emmitt Smith.
Had that ball up high.
Oh, yeah.
Up high on the shoulder pad. 1st and 10. I heard you catch yourself there.
Oh, yeah.
You're becoming a grizzled veteran, 98.
I mean, I'm just telling you, that's a compliment to him, is it not?
That's right, no doubt. Mosey's ahead into the arms of John Vaughns, number 6. By the way, you think of freshmen to have started at Nebraska? Ted Kenfield did it years and years ago. We're talking back 4 or 5 decades ago. Tommy Frazier, the national champion, started as a freshman. Cody Green in 2009, and Dylan Raiola, one of the only 5, TJ Lateef being the other. And Raiola's first game a year ago against UTEP, he went 19 for 27 for 238. Frazier had 3 running touchdowns in his very last game. 2nd down and 7. Crossing pattern, it's caught by Dane Key. Dane Key unlocks the door and takes it to the 5. .29 yards and a 1st and goal.
It's a really nice design and a nice job of Harburg. He just stays strong. He sets kind of a pick, and it allows for Dane Key, who's got his legs back, to go right underneath. And you're just chasing if you're a UCLA defender.
By the way, did you do your own color coding for the Telestrator tonight?
Oh, you know I did, Tim.
That's
Come on
very
now.
nice. That's very nice. I like that.
You know what else is nice?
What's that?
This young quarterback, TJ Lateef, he's yet to throw an incompletion.
Yeah.
He is lighting this Rose Bowl up in his homecoming.
Think he's been in touch, or probably will be in touch with some of the guys in Compton tonight?
Possibly. I'm sure they might be here.
If this keeps going on, yeah. 2-minute timeout. Huskers by 7. Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive. Progressive is helping veterans drive their lives forward with its Keys to Progress program. And a shot of that Keith Jackson statue reminds me that this is his broadcasting facility. Made the granddaddy of them all famous Rose Bowl after Rose Bowl. And touching on that, think about all those Rose Bowls where the outcome impacted Nebraska when they were playing in Orange Bowls for potential national championship opportunities. Many of them. Emmett Johnson is in the backfield, first and goal from the 5.
Follow Harzard.
Great work up front by UCLA that time. Isaiah Chisholm coming up from his linebacker spot to aid and abet those big ones inside. Smith, Keanu Williams, and others. Second and goal. Looks like we're going to get a timeout by UCLA. We touched on quarterbacks as freshmen that started since 1950, okay, so updating it a little bit. Tommy Frazier in 92. Cody Green in 09. Adrian Martinez, who really was who Scott Frost was counting on when he took over in 2018. And now, of course, Dylan Raiola. But I dare say that not many of them had gone an entire half without an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where Latifah is right now.
And we don't know for sure, but I'm going to err on the side of they did not.
Yeah. What a story this young man is coming in here. And that cool customer, that calm demeanor that Holgerson was talking about, it's been on display.
Yeah.
It's a big defensive sequence for UCLA. Try to hold them to 3 here.
I would go naked bootleg here. I would get Latif on the edge.
Out of the I formation. Johnson got it down to inside the 2, not quite the 1. John Vaughns with the tackle and the timeout by the Bruins. All right, we're going to take a look now at the current Big Ten standings after play today. Sponsored by Discover. Indiana, what a performance. I got to tell you, I think Mendoza may have taken at least a big step towards being the Heisman. It may come down to he and Sayin if they play in the Big Ten championship, how either one of them performs.
And it was so impressive to watch him on that final drive.
How about Omar
he takes
Cooper's
the sack,
catch?
and then he finds a way to get all the way down the field. And then that catch, basically out of bounds, and then reaching in. He probably is about 11 and a half. If he were a 10 and a half, that wouldn't be a touchdown.
And don't forget to tune in to the Discover Big Ten Championship game presented by Discover December the 6th on Fox. I thought Gus went through puberty again on that, on that touchdown. I really did. As only the Gus Bus could call it. 3rd and goal here. Out of the I formation. Johnson dots the I. And he rambles in for the touchdown. Well, he now has a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. That's his 11th of the year. And I'd say 21 is getting his touches.
I don't think we've seen this offense move this seamlessly at any point during the season.
No.
This is so impressive to watch with a true freshman quarterback making his first start in the Rose Bowl. They are dominating this football game right now.
And if you think about it, they were in position to win that game with USC. And when Raiola went down, I think they deflated. I really do. But they learned a lot after those 9 sacks in Minnesota. They got the memo, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. We've reached an interesting moment in time in this first half. UCLA was stopped on downs. Devin Gardner pointed out it was a miscue on 3rd down. It cost them to be in trouble on 4th and not convert it. And then Nebraska again just takes it right down the field and scores, courtesy Emmett Johnson. But boy, Latif has been perfect tonight.
Yeah, Tim, and I think if not for that blunder, UCLA may continue to drive the ball down the field, right? They were getting in situations that were conducive to success, short third down opportunities, different things like that.
And now exactly what John Butler wanted, right? The defensive coordinator has UCLA in a position now where they've got to throw the ball in order to move it with only one timeout left in the half. And Titus, monkey out to Malala. And let's go down to Josh Sims.
Guys, when Dana Holgorsen took over the play calling in November last season, running back Emmett Johnson saw a significant uptick in his performance, both rushing the ball and catching it out of the backfield. He told me in the offseason he wanted to make sure he was a threat in both sides of the game. He worked day in and day out on his route running, catching 200 balls a day to make sure he was a threat, both rushing and catching. We heard Holgorsen compare him to Christian McCaffrey. He has proved that this season.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Berger, a healthy gain on first down, which is exactly what the doctor ordered tonight for UCLA to keep their offense on time.
And they need to move quickly, and just with one timeout, this plays right into Nebraska's hands. This pass defense, number 2 in the country. However, Nico's legs have really hurt them.
Ran into one of his own men that time, and they'll come away with a sack. That's Williams Winari, number 96. And they wanted him to impact this game tonight, and he just did. Loss of 6.
Yeah, you can see the pocket is collapsing. They do a nice job of staying in their lanes, right? So now Nico cannot escape. He starts to try to, but they're right there. Judy in position, and a nice job of finishing it off by number 96, Williams Winari.
First sack of the game. And a timeout was taken. Mike Hill, what's coming up on the State Farm Halftime Show?
Hey, coming up on the State Farm Halftime, second-ranked Indiana escapes Happy Valley with a dramatic finish. A one-sided battle for Big 12 supremacy between BYU and Texas Tech. Plus, ninth-ranked Oregon survives a thriller in Iowa. Tim and Devin will have it all for you at the half. See you then.
All right, Sarge, thank you. Have a great Veterans Day this week, too, my friend.
You like that headline, Ducks don't quack under pressure? I love that. I love that.
You know, it's interesting, too, when you see the reaction from fans. We've reached November, okay, and that's when teams that are out of it play loose. And they become really dangerous when they know, hey, we're trying to salvage our season. And that's exactly what went on with Penn State against Indiana today. And that is not reflective of just how great a team the Hoosiers still are, because they are a great football team. 3rd down 11 here.
Yep, a 3rd and long situation, like we talked about, plays right into the hands. Now these rushers can try to get after the quarterback.
1 for 5 on 3rd downs. Nico, out pattern, it is caught. It is Habermill, the tight end, and he gets it out.
That's a really nice job by Nico Iamaleava, working from within the pocket and getting to the check down on time with people all around him. And that check down picks up a first down.
That's a big time first down. Berger remains the setback. Quick cross, it's caught by Flores. And he may have the line to make. Stop the clock, reset the ball with another first down.
Timing and precision from Nico Iamaleava. He gets that ball in there in a tight window, and it can't be stopped.
Both teams with one timeout left. Iamaleava airmailed that one. Dangerous to be throwing down the seam and going long with it. Mikey Matthews was the intended receiver.
Tips and overthrows.
Ooh, yeah.
He gets away with one there. Overthrows in the middle of the defense usually turn into turnovers. He gets out of that one unscathed.
Young Jerry Neuheisel against the veteran defensive coordinator John Butler.
I wouldn't be surprised here if defensive coordinator John Butler doesn't bring pressure and stop allowing Nico to work so comfortably from within the pocket.
Yeah, he's getting some looks tonight that he hasn't seen recently, Iamaleava. And again, another overthrow, and his receiver, Jack Peterson, the reserve tight end, was in position. He's feeling the heat just a little bit in that pocket. 3rd down and 10.
We've talked about it throughout the night, about this pass defense for Nebraska. They've shown all year long that they are as advertised, and they're trying to put those skills on display. The number 2 ranked pass defense in America.
Had that career high 5 touchdown passes against Penn State. Looks like it's going to take that kind of performance tonight. They want to stay with the Huskers. Frias is the setback on 3rd and 10. Calls his own number again. Oh my goodness. Oh, 1st down. Ehemiah love you. Ehemiah love you on that run.
You're absolutely right. I mean, watch him just kind of slip. Whoop, excuse me. I'm going to go ahead underneath here. I mean, just slithering through the Nebraska Cornhusker defense.
He spiked it.
What was that again? Ehemiah, I love you?
Yeah, Ehemiah, love you.
Oh, my goodness. What a nice job by him. That right leg in the ground. Sierra Wright doesn't have a chance.
Wow.
You talked about him against Penn State putting the team on his back.
He did.
And it was a lot of this. It was a lot of this, and we've seen early in this drive, he's standing in the pocket, making throws as well, but his legs are the difference, and it's what makes him special.
And, credit Tino Sunseri for keeping Jerry Neuheisel here when he took over, but upon his exit, Neuheisel dialing him up for this kid. He has made Nico a much better player. It's a 1st down again, stops the clock as they reset it again.
All right, Tim, if I'm defensive coordinator John Butler, I've seen enough. There's a spy that has to be dedicated to Nico Iamaleava for the rest of this football game, especially on this drive.
And they spike it one more time. Only a second goes off the clock. Suddenly we're playing Canadian football. You get 3 downs now.
Yeah. And at home, when I say a spy, that's one guy dedicated, and sometimes you use a guy on both sides of the field, but one guy dedicated to make sure that when Nico Iamaleava starts to run, you have a guy dedicated to him to make sure he can't pick up big yardage.
Well, they had a...
And in the past, it would be number 15, Deshaun McCullough, but he's not in the football game right now because he did not make the trip. So it's going to have to be someone else that spies the quarterback.
Now, this is the 11th play of this drive.
Possibly Deshaun Singleton.
Pressure underneath on the check down to Berger. Jalen Berger will get ahead, but the clock goes tick, tick, tick. UCLA does have the 1 timeout, and they'll utilize it. 18 seconds left in the half.
Final timeout of the half.
I like what John Butler, the defensive coordinator of Nebraska, did there. He dropped one of his best football players in the back end, Deshaun Singleton, down into the box, right? So now he's not only a whole player in the pass game, but he's in position to whichever way the quarterback goes, he can chase him down so he can't pick up big yardage.
That'll be a great Saturday. Next week, we ask you to start it strong with us, Michigan Northwestern from historic Wrigley Field. It all starts with Big Noon kickoff at 10 a.m. Eastern, live from the heart of Chicago. And then it is Michigan Northwestern, Big Noon Saturday, only on Fox.
How you say it again? How you say it?
Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, gives me chills.
By the way, you and I will once again have a great one. Texas Tech, they're pretty good.
They're decent.
We get to drive or fly into Lubbock, Texas for that matchup against UCF. Scott Frost will be bringing his team in. They play tough.
Tim,
in defeat today.
I don't like the stipulation on drive or fly. We're going to have faith that the flights are going to be perfectly fine. You take that back.
Well, I'm hoping that the left and the right can come together in the middle and we can fly, baby, fly.
Kind of like me and you, huh?
3rd down and 4.
It's all come together.
Frias is in the backfield. Got to utilize the sideline, you'd figure here. And they do. You got to get there, though. Flores has it. Nebraska's asking for the clock to continue to tick. It won't. Marshall with the shove out. And it's a 4th down situation here. They're going to bring the field goal team in.
That's a well-executed drive on the shoulders and legs of Nico Iamaleava. He does a really nice job being accurate with his throws. He missed a few, but he was accurate for the most part, and then using his legs to pick up yardage.
All right. Bogani has come in, 14 of 17. This one will be from 49 yards. It's no good. That's a shame for the Bruins because they did everything right on that drive to have an opportunity at 3 and could not cash in. Snap and hold, always a question. And
yeah, it was a little shaky there. The ball kind of slides back. A nice job of the holder to find a way to get it up with the laces out. There was a real opportunity there. He's just not able to cash in.
Yeah, that's Cash Peterman, 35, that did do the job after the snap from Salem Abdul-Wahab. But a lot of times when you see that, Devin, almost always the kick is hooked.
Yeah.
As opposed to pushed. And an opportunity missed for Tim Skipper's Bruins. But a tremendous first half. And UCLA has only stopped themselves, really.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, they've been very effective, even though they're down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is going to be a nice second half and really fun for you and I to call.
So 21-7 is our score. Mike Hill, Coach Pete, Bruce Feldman. Gentlemen, how do you do?
We doing pretty good, fellas.
Yeah, we like doing pretty good. Nebraska looking good right now and line for their 7th win of the season, up 21-7 at the break. Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, and Mike Hill hanging out with you as we welcome you to the State Farm College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. With Dylan Raiola out for the season, fellas, we knew others on the Nebraska offense had to step up, and so far, TJ Lateef and Emmett Johnson doing just that, looking pretty good as we take a look at the State Farm Halftime highlights.
Emmett Johnson, if you're watching this game now, you know, especially if you're in LA, because last week he ran all over USC. He's doing it not just getting the ball, but as a receiver. He leads all Power 4 players in rushing this season. I think he's probably the most underrated running back in college football. And now they're going to really have to lean on him. You have this true freshman quarterback he's got to turn to. But I think he's a guy that, you know, kind of epitomizes what Matt Rule wants there. Scholar athlete, big-time playmaker, and he just keeps getting better and better the more the responsibility they give on him.
I'm impressed with the true freshman, TJ Lateef, coming home to Southern California from Orange Lutheran High School. Clean game, 6 for 6, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Most importantly, no turnovers. They've only had the ball 3 drives, 3 touchdowns on all of them. He's doing everything that he needs to do, primarily handing the ball to Emmett, and I think it's super clean first half for the Cornhuskers.
Lateef looks good. And meanwhile, Nico Iamaleava, all the offense for UCLA so far. He's accounted for 135 of their 175 total yards. They're down by 14 at the break. Second half coming up momentarily. Hey, the 9th-ranked Oregon Ducks knew it wouldn't be a cakewalk against Iowa. They got all they could handle. The dramatic finish coming up on the way. Hey, speaking of dramatic finishes, none bigger than this one. Indiana, Penn State, Hoosiers against the ropes. Came out fighting. Final drive. We have seen the catch of the year in college football. Coming up next.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Nebraska on top of UCLA 21-7 at the half. Hey, Indiana number 2 in the initial playoff rankings and has a great shot at a national title. Place many thought Penn State would be to start the season. Of course, that hasn't been the case, but their matchup today showed they're still playing with pride. As a matter of fact, it's a 3-point game in the 4th quarter when Ethan Gunkenmeyer found Nicholas Singleton for his 3rd TD of the game, and Penn State up 24-20.
It just looked like Penn State was going to get this done today.
But how about this drive from the Hoosiers when they needed it the most, fellas?
Competitive greatness.
Mendoza to Cooper Jr. right there, 22 yards, and Charlie Becker stepping up. No, Elijah Surratt, he had 7 catches.
Yeah, he was huge all day long. He's a bigger target, athletic receiver, and that's a huge play to step up like
thought that catch was great. How about this catch? Gus Johnson, the only one that could have this call.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown! Wow! Omar Cooper! Unbelievable! Give him the Heisman Trophy now!
That can go a long way for Indiana the rest of the season.
Oh, there is no doubt, man. The confidence they got from this comeback, wow.
First win ever for the Hoosiers in Happy Valley. They survived 27-24, 10-0 on the season. Meanwhile, Oregon also in a tough contest against Iowa and their defense. As a matter of fact, 15-10, 35, Mark Gronowski right here. DJ Vonneman right here. 40-yard gain. That will set up this on 4th and goal. You got to watch Gronowski in his legs. Oregon didn't. He got into the end zone. 16-15. They missed the 2-point conversion. So 30 seconds left. Once again, just like Indiana, Oregon had the drive when they needed it.
Yeah. Dante Moore didn't do much all day in the pass game, but that shot right there is why the NFL scouts are loving him.
That set up this Atticus Sappington game winner from 39 yards out, and Dan Lanning loves it. Oregon wins it, 18-16. LSU, number 4 Alabama, Frank Wilson. New interim coach there. Brian Kelly fired, of course, a couple weeks ago. Ty Simpson and Ryan Williams.
Woo-wee. Roll Tide. That's some execution right there, Mike.
Up 17-3. Garrett Nussmeier, he was a Heisman Trophy candidate.
It's been a rough year. Offensive line's been shaky. He's been banged up. Now he's got his interim head coach kind of in his ear.
And he got benched. LSU down 17-9 in that game in the 4th. Vanderbilt surviving against Auburn today. Diego Pavia. Huge game passing the ball. Cole Spence, 4-yard touchdown, gave him the lead in overtime, but then 4th and 7 for Auburn. Final chance, can't get the job done. And the Doors survive 45-38, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Wisconsin hasn't had a whole lot to celebrate this season, but today they were able to jump around, and not just in the 4th quarter against Washington.
Don't like it, Mike. Don't like it.
I know you don't like it at all. UCLA liking his touchdown. They don't like the score right now, though. 21-7 at the break, Nebraska with the lead.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Big 12 supremacy here. Number 7, BYU. Number 8, Texas Tech. Former Red Raider quarterback Patrick Mahomes in the house watching the current Red Raider quarterback Baron Morton doing his thing. Found Caleb Douglas right there. Great catch. Left foot in bounds. Up 10-0. I think Mahomes likes it. Okay. Look at that.
I'll tell you what I'm liking. I'm liking Texas Tech's defense.
Yeah, Mahomes didn't have that when he was
No.
Texas Tech. No semblance of defense. They got a great defense, a top 10 defense this season. It's led by that guy right there, Jacob Rodriguez. The interception to Bear Bachmeier. Cameron Dickey finding the end zone. Complete game for Texas Tech today, handing BYU its first loss of the season, 29-7 final. Number 23, Washington at Wisconsin. Coach, what happened?
This is one of those games that you just kind of shaking your head. I mean, Wisconsin had 4 different quarterbacks, threw for 46 yards, and still figured out somehow to win this game.
And they kept Williams in check. Mon Williams right there stopped on 4th and 6, and big upset for Wisconsin there. Texas A&M, I know you talked about Georgia flying under the radar. Texas A&M could be a team flying under the radar,
They
too.
could, because they're flying all over the field.
Yeah.
AJ Concepcion here. They got defensive guys flying all over the field. The quarterback should be in the Heisman race. He's big time. Impressive.
Hey, man, Virginia, they were the only undefeated team in the ACC in conference play
They're going to win it?
before they took on Wake Forest today.
Oh, no.
Carlos
Say it ain't
Hernandez.
so.
Yep, 88-yard touchdown. Demon Deacons up 7-6. But, you know, it's only the 2nd quarter. Surely Virginia's going to come back and knock off Wake Forest, right? I mean, like, right? Down 16-9, 4th and 3. They're going to tie the game. We're going to go to overtime. And no, it's not happening. Not happening.
Jake Dickard, first-year head coach at Wake Forest. One heck of a job.
Wow, 16-9 the final there. Cal, Louisville. Surely Louisville's going to have some semblance of like normalcy in the ACC. They're going to be Cal, right? Miller Moss.
Of course they are.
Tied at 20, going to overtime. But 4th and goal, Jerron Kiave finds Jacob Jesus, 3-yard touchdown. Cal?
I haven't seen Justin Wilcox that happy in maybe 10 years.
They are very happy right now. But, hey, students, what have we learned today in college football?
It's still as wild as ever. You know, I just love college football. As great as this season has been, I love November football because you just get – it's separation month. It's boys to men. Everybody's hurt. Everybody's tired. You got key guys out. You find ways to win games that you didn't think you had a chance to. And I think what I learned is I have no idea who's going to win these conference championships. It's starting to get narrowed down, And, we have kind of an idea of 2 to 3 to maybe 4 teams in some conferences are going to play it. But I have no idea who's going to win it, let alone the national championship when we get into the playoffs. It's going to be spectacular.
I think what stood out to me, this is a rough place to play if you're Oregon. You go to a rainy, cold, windy Iowa, really good defense, and it's a rough day for Dante Moore. But then when they need him most, he makes this spectacular pass, threads the needle, and people inside that program have been raving about Dante Moore's arm talent. And that throw is the reason why they didn't go in the portal and try to find another. They had all these other guys lined up in different positions. Quarterback was not an issue for them. And you saw exactly why. I mean, it's like a C.J. Stroud kind of accuracy. And there's a wow factor. And you shine in moments like that, you can win a national title.
I could say the same thing about Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
I keep not wanting to think Indiana's quite as good, and maybe Fernando's not quite the quarterback that he's playing like. I'm sold. These guys are for real.
I'm with you, Coach. Wide open in all 4 of the Power 4 conferences right now. 4 to 5 teams at least still in the running right now. Nebraska's not, but they got a chance of doing some damage in the season. They're up. Emmett Johnson's having a good first half. 21-7 at the break. Second half coming up.
Tonight's team comparison is sponsored by IHG Hotels and Resorts. First half numbers will show you a great deal, but in addition to that, Devin Gardner, perfection is what we saw from TJ Lateef. I'm talking perfection.
Yeah, not like propaganda. Like, it's like actual perfection. I mean, it's been incredible to watch this young quarterback come home and do what he's done. This is the very first play of the game. His very first play, almost 15 yards, and then you get on the edge, you show that you can do pretty much anything a quarterback needs to do. His multifaceted skill set has been on full display, and though he is the star, he's got a co-star. His name is Emmett Johnson. You know all about him if you're a Nebraska fan, and if you're a UCLA fan, you've learned tonight he is dynamic in the run and the pass game. And guess what, Tim? They get the ball.
Yeah, they do.
So that perfection will be put to the test. Remember, this is a young quarterback that hasn't gone into a halftime after playing well in the first half. You have to recapture a lot of what you did, and you look forward to seeing if he can do that right now.
Let's get the latest from Josh Sims. Josh?
Well, guys,
you know what, Tim?
Yes.
I think we should make Josh wait just a little bit longer, and we'll get him after the kick.
I thought he had plenty of time myself, but okay. He got a nice smile. He shot us some gleam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice smile.
It always feels good to make Josh wait a little longer, though.
And Jolivet's having a conniption downstairs. Let's go down to Josh now. Josh?
Well, Timmy B, Matt Rule told me that TJ Lateef playing like a veteran in the first half, making all the right reads, executing the offense the way they want him to, and they want to continue with a steady diet of Emmett Johnson, who made some big-time plays in the first half. He said on defense, they've done a good job of limiting Nico's weapons. Yes, he's been scrambling, and if he continues to do that, they want to keep hitting him, so he keeps thinking twice about those runs.
Yeah, and UCLA, from a defensive standpoint, absolutely needs a stop on this drive. Their offense is not constructed to come from 3 touchdowns behind against anybody. Emmett Johnson totes it, and he gashes them for a first down. That's 12 yards on play number 1.
And that's a bad start if they want to execute your plan of desperately getting a stop.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it is because not only the first down production for Nebraska, which is exceptional, they aren't getting in the 3rd and longs. And not only are they not getting in the 3rd and longs, they're not even getting the 3rd downs in general.
Right.
They've only had 2 in this football game.
They go under center now. with Johnson in the backfield. Extra tight end to block for that guy. And Emmett's got another healthy game. John Vaughn's. They're getting to the second level on virtually every running play. 7 yards, second down and 3.
And the double team comes with the center, Justin Evans, and his buddy, left guard, number 59, Henry Latofsky. They do a nice job of doubling to the second level, and by the time Emmett is already touched, he's already got a productive first down run.
Yeah, that's 97, Jacob Busick, youngster out of Westminster, Missouri. This is a young man that's been a little bit banged up. Coming in, he was going to try to go. He's a very effective defensive end, and they need him to be able to play because they're a little bit thin up there with guys that have been banged up.
It's good to see him walk off the field underneath his own power. But how about this offensive line? They've really taken this game in their hands. When their run game needs to get going, they're getting behind those guys, and it starts with number 51, Evans, the center. It's really impressive to watch even here early in the second half.
And got to credit Dana Holgorsen for understanding that in the aftermath of that Minnesota game, when their tackles were just being blown up by Minnesota, he said, you know what, we're going to stop looking for those reads and going to the second and third options. Let's get the ball out of there quickly. And they've done that in their most recent games. 2nd and 3. Steady diet of 21 and a first down to the 49. Gary Smith, the tackle, making the stop, number 58 for UCLA.
And on 2nd and short, you can all but guarantee it's probably going to be a run, because before that run, they were averaging 5.1 yards per carry. They are having a day on the ground to go along with this debut of TJ Lateef.
And defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle of UCLA had said to us, look, we had the week off. We prepared as best we could for Emmett Johnson, understanding that it's his production that Nebraska will win with ultimately in terms of touches, whether it's in the air or on the ground. Play fake. Lateef. Well, after one quick read, he tucks it and goes. And that really is the only difference I see between he and Raiola, is he'll take maybe a second look briefly, and then he's gone.
Yeah, and I love the way that Dana Holgorsen, the offensive coordinator, is simplifying things. Hey, if you don't see it and it's not clean and clear and sunny, you take off and you use your skill set, and he does that there, and it sets up a second down where now the whole entire playbook is open. You can go to that big play action and maybe take a shot down the field or whatever you want to do.
Great hire by Rule to pick up Dana Holgorsen. That was his OC. A little bubble screen to Hunter, and Isaiah has the first down to the 40-yard line of UCLA.
Yeah, Jacob Busick, I'm going to say he's healthy and he's good to go. He came off the field underneath his own power, and though the first down is picked up, take a look at big number 97. Boom!
Ooh.
Little late because they got the first down, but a nice job, and it's good to see him healthy.
I think that was a I felt him moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he may have felt it. Looks like a timeout, Nebraska. Dana saw something.
First time out of the half, Nebraska.
Dana saw something he didn't like, and he and Matt Rule get the timeout. We welcome you back. 21-7 Nebraska, just underway third quarter. Let's get the UCLA story from Josh.
Well, Tim Skipper told me they want a complete reset from what happened in the first half. He said in this second half, we need to up the level of physicality. We need to win in the trenches. And then when it comes to offense, we need to be able to run the ball, whether it's our running backs or Nico. That is the name of the game. They want to pound the rock in this second half, Timmy B.
Well, they've done that so far in this opening drive, Nebraska. UCLA's got to find a way to stymie this attack. Lateef, beautifully done. The wheel route to Johnson. Emmett Johnson. I mean, how much more complete of a back is this young man? And Lateef put the biscuit in the basket.
Well, John Vons is in man-to-man coverage, and he gets lost in the shuffle, and you can't blame him because Nebraska has run the ball so well. And when we get a chance to show you this, you'll see that this design is so perfect because of the productivity of Nebraska's running game on first down. You have to almost overplay it, and it plays right into the hands of Nebraska.
Cunanan for the extra point. Well, Lateef is now 8 for 8, 163 yards. And oh, by the way, 28 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns overall. And Emmett, I'm telling you, he's there. And he's got him spinning in Pasadena.
I'll be there.
I'll be around. Fox College Football is sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union. All veterans and their families can join. Oh, look at Mom and Grandma getting into it here. Bruins still hoping they can get something done, but old Devin Gardner, why, how does Emmett Johnson do all the things he does?
Tim, you know I love to show you why. We're going to wait till after the kick. We're going to show everybody that's watching how and why that happened. Because they saw what happened, but my job is to show them why.
Absolutely. I'm your Jack Webb. I'm just the facts man. That's what I'm doing. You don't even know who Jack Webb is, do you?
I have no idea.
Old show in the 60s, Dragnet. Look it up. Or pull a Signetti and just Google it. Here we go with Javian Thomas. Bruins looking for a little something, and he delivers. Breaking a couple of tackles, gets it out to the 31-yard line.
Hey, Tim, I may not know Dragman, but I know why he scored here. And let me show you exactly how. This is man-to-man coverage, something you're playing because they're running the ball so well, right? So if you're John Vons, I understand why you get beat here, right? You see that fake, and then you lose your attention, and now you're on Lateef. However, you've got to be worried about this guy streaking down the sideline. A perfect pass by TJ Lateef, but a perfect design by offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen. He is in what they say his bag tonight.
1st and 10. Let's see what Jerry Neuheisel can pull out of his bag of tricks. Calling these plays for Iamaleava. And a beautiful pitch and catch there. Out to the 49-yard line to Rico Flores, the Notre Dame transfer. His 3rd target of the night.
I mean, just watch this laser. I mean, he locates him and phew! Oh, layered that ball perfectly in between 2 defenders, and a perfect catch by Rico Flores Jr.
Out of the shotgun, Thomas stopped in his tracks. Boy, what a magnificent play by Donovan Jones, just cutting through there. We've got a marker down. Side judge delivering the news to Francisco VR.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 16 of the defense.
Ooh.
This 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play with an automatic first down.
Elijah Judy, the nose guard, senior out of Philadelphia, tagged with the hands to the face. That is the first Nebraska penalty of the evening. UCLA only has one themselves. This has been a relatively foul-free game.
Yeah, look to the left side of your screen. You can see it's in his face, and it is there for a while. It's going to stay.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Good pickup by the officials.
It was. From the 37, pressure, and Nico goes down. Keona Davis, boy, what a hit that was. And how pumped is that big fella? Sophomore from Tucson. I mean, this is an inspired John Butler defense that we're witnessing tonight.
Yeah, this looks like an open door policy by number 71. Ruben Uni-J allows a direct path to the quarterback. A nice job by number 97, Keona Davis, of just sprinting to Iamaleava, and he never had a chance.
Anthony Woods checks in after the loss of 8. 2nd and 18. This is a must drive here for UCLA. They've got to convert something. Woods is open. Beautiful concept by Neuheisel. Woodsy to the house. Touchdown, UCLA.
After a sack, the poise. You get the football out. This is not a screen. This is a read. He gets to the check down, and when you get to it early, the receivers start to block, and you see Woods to the house.
Well, Rico Flores, number one, did a marvelous job blocking there.
Blocking their butts off downfield for their teammate.
Ugani missed a field goal earlier of 49 yards. We'll try for the point after. (28-14). Iamaleava comes through at a time when he absolutely had to.
I mean, what a response, finding a way to recover from a sack, and then Woods to the house.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. The great statue of Terry Donahue passed away about 5 years ago. By the way, his wife, Andrea, passed away just about 5 weeks ago. And tonight on the field, right around the 25-yard line, on both sides, you'll see AD down there. That represents Andrea Donahue. I worked with Terry for a while. He was at CBS and did our SEC games for a number of years. What a wonderful man. You think back to UCLA's history, my goodness, were they fortunate to have Terry Donahue as a head coach. What a job he did. Tonight's Power Player, sponsored by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. Tonight it's Power Players, and we've got them. Big-time Power Players. Here they are, as Jim Lane used to say on the dating game.
Yeah, I mean, these two guys have been exceptional. Obviously, Lateef, perfect. But for Emmett Johnson, I'd say perfect, too.
I'd say that, too.
He's got 3 receptions for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tim, he's a running back.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's run the ball well as well. So these guys on offense for Nebraska are really putting on a show. And you can't say enough about T.J. Lateef and what he's been able to do. Nice response by UCLA. Let's see if Nebraska can respond.
Can they get a stop is the question. Emmett Johnson stopped after a modest gain of 4 this time. Kevin Coyle, the veteran defensive coordinator of Fresno State backing, has seen this team go down the field on him every time. The only thing that stopped Nebraska's offense was halftime.
Yeah, and on that first down play, after that, they're 10 of 15 on first down production, getting at least 4 yards. But I'm just going to tell you, UCLA's defense, they're satisfied with that stop because the first down plays have been huge in this game.
They were gouging them for 8 and 10 yards on first downs in that opening drive of this half.
They'll take 4.
Johnson again. I mean, he's just lighting it up. That's a first down by 3 yards out to the 38. Roderick Pleasant making the stop.
Tim, I'm just telling you, he does a lot of footwork drills. He does a lot of ladder drills because watch this footwork in the hole, inside, outside, inside, outside. He's done an outstanding job all night, and Nebraska fans know all about him. But like I said, the UCLA fans are finding out about number 21 in white.
Well, those jump stops are tremendous. Everybody else is waggling, and he's wiggling. First and 10 from the 38. And good recognition defensively by Jalen Woods. Coming in, the junior out of Compton, California, with the tackle. But still a very nice gain of 5.
Yeah, another productive first down play. You can see he's getting that seldom break. He doesn't really get many breaks. When we talked to the coaching staff and said, you know, you guys are really giving him the ball a lot. And he said, listen, he doesn't get tired. Right, so they got to keep it in their mind to try to give him a break because he's never going to ask out of the game.
Mosey and Mekhi Nelson both in, flanking Lateef. And Lateef, little show and go. Good penetration. Key Lawrence will come away with the tackle, but 97 Busick was the guy that fouled that play up.
Yeah, Latif said, allow me to have this dance with music. And he puts him in the blender here. It's another naked bootleg. He gets on the edge a little. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, my goodness. But he does a nice job of trying to corral him and allowing the cavalry to come. And it sets up a seldom third down that we really haven't seen.
Yeah.
Let's see how Latif responds.
And for UCLA defensively, this would qualify as a 3rd and long.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. This UCLA crowd is trying to match the partisans from Nebraska that made it down from the great Midwest. Latif on a crossing pattern. It's caught. It's Barney. And he's got a first down into Bruins territory. Mark it at the 47-yard line, a gain of 10.
You just got man coverage. When you're running man coverage, you want to go to the shallow cross, and Barney can just race away from the defense and watch him stop on a dime. Oh, my goodness.
And they're getting the ball out of there so quickly.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Johnson, just those legs never stop churning. Ahead for 3. A play that could have been stopped for no gain.
Tim, I'm just telling you, if you try to tackle me, that's how you'll end up, on the ground.
I don't doubt that.
You're not arguing, huh?
That being said,
that's not that impressive, though, by me.
The sad part for me is in a talk-off, you win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 2nd and 7. They go heavy again with extra tight ends. Johnson follows, but the Bruins were up to the task that time. And they'll have another 3rd and long. Scooter Jackson coming up, the safety, to help out.
Yeah, and for at home, it's technically 3rd and medium, but for UCLA, the fact that they're getting them the 3rd down, this is a 3rd and long, the way this game is going.
You see the anticipation from Tim Skipper. He knows that this defense desperately needs to get off the field.
Yeah, and when we talked to defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle, he said that is our issue. We have to find a way to get off the football field. They have an opportunity here. Keep your eyes on the legs of Latif. With a light box, he could run the draw.
They go empty, 5 wides. Crossing pattern. Bruins have it covered. Barney is down. Barney took quite a hit from Key Lawrence, and at long last, the Nebraska punt team will finally be called upon.
If you want to get off the field, I think I have the key, and his name is Lawrence.
Woo.
Let's take a listen in real time. Oh, that's why you love football, Tim.
Yeah, indeed. Archie Wilson will punt it away. His first opportunity. And Mikey Matthews lets it go out of bounds. UCLA will have an opportunity here. And, yeah, I think the key was magnificent on that play.
Oh, yeah.
Chance for UCLA coming up. Fox Sports proudly salutes our nation's veterans and the organizations that serve them every day. Our veterans deserve to live with dignity and independence, not on the streets. That is why we are making camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. To donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness, visit go.fox/US Vets. God bless them for their service. UCLA's defense had given up 55% on 3rd downs before tonight's game. Devin, that's worst in the country. Tonight it was 100%. 4 for 4 before that. So a huge stop. And Iamaleava needs another one of those long drives to give his defense a much-deserved rest. Anthony Woods on 1st down tries to cut it back inside. He'll only get 2. So 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Tim, you want to know how well Nico Iamaleava is playing? He is 82% of the offense.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the passing yards, but he's got most of the rushing yards, too, at 63. I mean, he's playing a really good football game. He's got to get the guys around him to help produce, and so they can lean on them as well.
Flores has been his number one target. And that's Quasi Gilmer, number 3, comes in motion. And he rolls towards him. Goes underneath to Mikey Matthews instead. And he'll be a couple of yards shy of a first down. But again, 3rd and very manageable. 3rd and 2.
They've had success in these short yardage situations with the outside zone with the quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go back to that.
We'll call it 3rd and a very short 2. Imaliava is stopped shy of the first down. This is going to be an interesting decision, and I say that with the understanding that it would be the death nail to put the game on the line at this juncture, but I don't know if they can count on a stop by their defense again this quickly.
This play might have had a chance, but number 95 right over the center, Gabe Moore, he beats the center right across his face, and there's nowhere for Nico Iamaleava to go.
You know, in talking with the coaching staff coming in, you got a feeling that the Bruins were going to play free and loose. Well, having to punt right now is not what they wanted to do.
Yeah, and Tim, I don't think there's any question. I think you absolutely have to punt this football away.
Yep, but a timeout's going to be taken here. And you see Will Carroll is wondering why on 4th and 1. May have been a little late getting them out there. Maybe some pause in the decision to get him out there.
But remember, when we were having a conversation with interim head coach Tim Skipper, he said, Tim, everything is up.
Yeah.
All the fakes,
right.
Everything you can think of is up. So is this a situation where you go to one of those fakes? I imagine that the coaching staff of Nebraska is telling them, listen, don't try to go after it.
Yeah.
You make sure they punt this football away.
Yeah, and they're checking Iamaleava's hand, his right hand. Probably has a lot to do with why they didn't go for it, even think about it, as they're tending to him on the sidelines there. Luke Duncan is the backup, and of course, Iamaleava's brother Madden is also a UCLA recruit. 4th down and 1. Barney is back deep. It is a fake. It is a fake. And they got the first down. Forward progress will give it to them. So I saw a little something coming. I did. The up back takes it. 97, Jacoby Busick.
I said it before the play, and Nebraska was ready for it. They were ready, but it's Busick. It's his will. It's his desire. He wants to get this first down for his coach, Tim Skipper. They love him, and they made him look like a genius there.
I just thought there was no way that defense needed to come back on the field now, that quickly. So I had to think that maybe you had to consider 4th down, and the kitchen sink is being lifted, so to speak. Ball is tapped into the air and rejected by Keona Davis. He's some pumped. He is enjoying his night in Pasadena.
Yeah, and this is the worst thing for a quarterback. You hate when you see a guy open and then out of nowhere the big paws of a defensive lineman goes up, takes it away.
He wanted to get to his tight end, Habermill. 2nd down and 10. After you convert the way they did on a fake punt, particularly since Nebraska smelled it but couldn't stop it, they really need this first down. If nothing else, to give their defense a little more time to rest. Berger, nice run. Still going to be about 4 yards shy. Rex Guthrie with the tackle. This Nebraska secondary just plays so big. We've got another injured player on the field. Looks to be Guthrie, who plays a variety of positions. One of the great things about the Nebraska secondary is their ability to play several positions. Safeties that can play corner. Guys that may be called upon to play nickel as well as safety or corner. And Guthrie's been a stalwart performer of late, just a freshman out of Littleton, Colorado. And this gives Jerry a little time, Jerry Neuheisel, a little time to talk with his quarterback. Big sequence here for UCLA to hang in there. And our concern now is for the health of Rex Guthrie. This might have been a little helmet to helmet
See Guthrie coming down to make the play.
Oh, yeah,
it
was.
is
It was.
definitely helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
No malicious intent by either guy, just a hard football play. And remember, if for either side, you might be thinking, well, isn't that targeting for somebody? Well, no, because they don't use the crown of their helmet. They're not striking with that 6-inch radius directly on top of their helmet. It's more of the front of both their helmets, just a violent football play.
Yeah, and Berger is one of those running backs that's taught, like all of them really, to deliver the blow. Instead of absorbing the blow, you deliver it. We're going to get him up and no doubt take him to the tent for some evaluation.
Yeah, he's a really good player, and he's played well for this defense, so you want to make sure that he feels fine and he can get back out there.
Well, Marquise Buford is known as a leader, but like so many, he's been banged up. Malcolm Hartsock's been out for quite some time. They've been rolling with a lot of guys, and they're very fortunate to be deep in that secondary because most of them have gotten a lot of playing time in the last few weeks. So here we are sitting on another crucial third down and manageable for UCLA.
A lot of third down situations. Nico Iamaleava's legs were very important.
And we got a flag down. False start potentially. Let's see.
The center. Yep.
False start. 64 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Sam Yoon.
You know, they had that problem on that third down play that was squashed when they didn't convert on fourth down. Another mistake here.
Yeah, you're going to see him flinch right in the middle of your screen.
Yeah.
And it just can't happen, right? You're in a position. Now you're in this obvious passing situation. And number 71, the right tackle, Ruben Unije, he's kind of struggled protecting the quarterback. So a screen could be in play here.
Third down and 8. A lot more difficult than 3rd and 3. Iamaleava rolling out. Lets it fly, and it's blocked again. Singleton got it. The youngster Deshaun Singleton, a product of Hutchinson Junior College. Boy, they put out a lot of great players. Young man from Louisiana.
Hey, Tim, remember I talked about that spy? Where Deshaun Singleton, on that play, he was the spy, and he tracks him all the way across the field. You're going to see him fly into your screen. As Nico Iamaleava is starting to go downhill to make this throw, he flies in, and he stops it from happening.
Well, you know, they've been wondering when the black shirts would show up again for Nebraska defensively. I'd say tonight they have shown up, made some big plays. They may be wearing white, but they're playing like the old black shirts. Carroll to boot it away. End over end to Barney. And he nestles it in at the 34, a 43-yard boot. And now, the home team stats. Sponsored by Wayfair. Every style, every home. All about the Rose Bowl. 44th season of being the home for UCLA. But that day, New Year's Day, that we all grew up on, Kurt Gowdy, later Dick Enberg, and of course the great Keith Jackson, who, by the way, did have his record broken for most Rose Bowls called by our friend and colleague Kirk Herbstreit. He's been here more now than even KJ.
Michael Jackson was here. That's what I took away from that. Michael Jackson played here.
Emmett Johnson back in the backfield, but Lateef takes it himself again, calling his own number, picks up 2.
This UCLA defense has been off balance the entire game, not really knowing, will it be a run? Will it be a pass? Will they get Lateef on the edge? And I think a lot of credit has to go to offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen. In a game where he's never been in the fire with a young quarterback, he's called this game essentially perfectly.
Yep. 2nd down and 8. Time winding down. This should be the end of the 3rd. And the fans here from UCLA have responded, I think, in large measure due to the intimidation of the Road Warriors from Lincoln, Nebraska. As the 4 fingers come up, they traveled a great distance. Big Red shows up in a huge way. Larry the Cable Guy is chomping at the bit back in Nebraska. They lead by 2 touchdowns. Our game summary is sponsored by Pacific Life. building confident futures for nearly 160 years. The freshman phenom putting on a show. Perfection through the first half. And into the second, he got it to 8 for 8 to get up by 21. And Emmett Johnson is the do-it-all guy. The Christian McCaffrey of college football, as Dana Holgorsen would be the first to say. What a performance by him. But the Bruins still have a little something to say if they can get a stop to open this fourth quarter. And what is a beautiful night in Southern California.
Yeah, for Nebraska, they've got themselves a rare second and long. If you're UCLA, I would sell out, right? I would try and go attack the run. But Dana Holgorsen has just had the number of defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle, and I would imagine he would have something that can counter it. There it is.
Latif under the gun, and it's caught. What a pass. Dane Key on the receiving end, and Latif had the boom lowered on him as he was rolling right into the defender, Andre Jordan, number 2.
Tim, I said you should sell off for the run, but then I said Dana Holgorsen's going to have an answer. He has that, a perfect route by Key, and then watch the young quarterback take a hit as he throws a perfect strike. He stays perfect. 11th completion on the day.
It was the nickelback, Cole Martin, I beg your pardon, that lowered the boom on him, but heck of a completion. 1st and 10. Johnson cuts it back up. Those are the kinds of runs that have put UCLA on their heels defensively most of the night. Jalen Woods and Pelot, 0 and 9 respectively, collaborate on the tackle. Emmett now has 107 yards rushing on the night. And when you count up the yards in the air, you'd have to say about 210 all-purpose yards. There you see the rushing comparison. Most of that belongs to 21 in white. Makai Nelson and Isaiah Mosey check in now. Latif getting rid of it quickly as they bring pressure, and it's incomplete for Nelson. That time he hurried it a bit as Kevin Coyle decided to bring some.
Tim, I don't want to hear
blitz.
it. Tim, Makai Nelson, you got to catch that football.
Yep.
You've got pressure in the face. You cannot end the streak on a screen. This is one of the guaranteed completions.
Yeah.
You got to run that down. It's a little far outside, I guess. Come on, Nelson. Dive for it. Well, he's human at least. We found out. We've checked his blood. He's human.
Johnson, always good to get to the first down on 3rd and short. We're reaching that point in the game for this Bruins defense. They did get a stop on the last Nebraska drive, but they really need a turnover now. They really need to force something, create some havoc.
Yeah, but the issue is they're allowing Nebraska to play on schedule. They're playing at their own pace. They are not hurried. They are not rushed. They are calling the plays that they want to call whenever they want to call them. You have to have a big stop to put them behind the chains.
Tim Skipper, the son of a coach, his dad, New Orleans. And there's a nice defensive play right there by Cole Martin, number 21 again, getting through there.
And Tim, that's the aforementioned big stop to put them behind the chains. Now you don't have them in that comfortable position. Take a look at number 21, come off of the edge. A very nice job coming from the secondary by Cole Martin.
This is such an opportunity for Skipper as the interim head coach. You know, his dad coached for a lot of years, only got to be a head coach in the old XFL in San Francisco for 1 season, but was a tremendous coach at the NFL level as an assistant. That pass is incomplete. Dane Key could not reel it in, and there was a chance for a pick right there.
Yeah, but to no fault of Latif. That's exactly where you want that football. You got a defender on his outside, closer to the defender on his inside. You put it on that inside shoulder pad. That's perfect placement. He would catch, tuck, turn, and he would pick up a first down, possibly.
Cole Martin was holding his head thinking, man, if I just reacted to that tip a little more quickly. 3rd and 13. Big play here for the Bruins defense. Johnson remains the setback. They go 3 wide down to the bottom of your screen. Well, they keep it on the ground. Johnson, well, that should indicate to you that they're going to play a little field position as they decided to try to cross him up with a running play. Anthony Jones, 15, would have none of it. The junior from Las Vegas made the play.
Yeah, for me, I'm not mad at that call. You played so well on defense. Why risk it?
Yeah.
Why put your quarterback in a position? Because remember, the offensive line of Nebraska has struggled throughout the season protecting. So now you have to hold the ball a little longer. Those strip sacks, those different things, you put your quarterback in jeopardy. Get a run play, see what you get, punt the ball away, and allow your defense to play.
Yeah, I think Dana smelled that tip ball and thought, you know what? Let's just play a little field position here, right? 35-yard boot. Matthews with the fair catch. It'll be inside the Bruins 10. We've got a marker down again. Uh-oh, Jake, we got a marker down. I want to hold on.
Yeah, I think it might be on UCLA. It looks like he might have thrown the ball at a Nebraska player.
I always hate to stop him when he gets the music going because that's...
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 7 of the receiving team, his first such penalty of the game. That penalty will be enforced half the distance of the goal. It will be 1st and 10 for UCLA.
Well, I'd love to know what that
Timeout
was.
on the field.
Yeah, so it wasn't super malicious. However, he did flip the ball and hit a Nebraska player. Let's see what it looks like.
Oh, man. Come on.
I don't think that's a
go.
penalty. That's not a penalty.
Let it go.
Yeah.
That's just over officious. Stop. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, building confident futures for nearly 160 years. Upon further review, I will say that Mikey Matthews probably should have
done
that.
Yeah. It's a ticky-tack call, but he just should not have done it.
Both can be true.
Because there's no reason for you to give the ball to a Nebraska player.
As I said, both can be true.
Don't love the call, but also it technically is. It does garner a penalty. Because if the UCLA or if the Nebraska player reacts right now, we got issues.
I will say this: the referee Francisco Villar gave me a really nice Big Ten medallion.
So you got to apologize.
Well, I don't think he made the call.
Okay, you're good then. You're in the clear.
And I used a Marv Levy line from way back when. Over officious. Javian Thomas is in the backfield, and he's cut down with a shoestring tackle. Once again, Vincent Shavers, who's been everywhere tonight, kniving through there for loss of 2.
That's a really nice job of him. He's unblocked, right? When you're the unblocked defender, you have to make the play. He's going to come screaming in right on the outside. You can see him shift when the motion goes, but then he reacts quickly and gets downhill and grabs that right leg.
I'm going to be really interested to see how Jerry Neuheisel deals with this now with 2nd down and 12.
You've got to trust your quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
you have
played
to.
well to this point in the game. Can you protect is the question.
Yeah. Look at this. Javian Thomas takes off. He's got a 1st down, got to the 2nd level very quickly. Rex Guthrie, who thankfully, after getting the cobwebs out of his head, able to get back on the field and stop him. Thomas comes up a little gingerly, but he's going to be okay.
On the last play, Vincent Shavers makes the play. This time, number 55, Eugene Brooks, gets to the 2nd level, and it clears out a path.
Thomas again, not much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. So only a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up. And I said earlier they need a long drive. Now they need to score, and they need to keep the clock in mind. They need to score and score quickly.
Yeah, you would like to see a little more urgency because they are down 2 scores, and they just don't know how many opportunities they're going to get. Nebraska has done a nice job on offense possessing the football.
EMI Lava is a quarterback that really operates well in a hurry-up. Part of his MO when it's in the sea. Under pressure, gets away again. He's Houdini. He's got a 1st down. Jamin Wright with the tackle, and it's a 1st down 10, UCLA.
What's the line you used earlier? Iyama, I love you?
Yeah.
I mean, he does a nice job, and Houdini is exactly right. It looks like he's laying down. He starts to fall, but he finds a way to stay on his feet and pick up another 1st down.
13 carries, 73 yards for Nico. It's caught. It's Flowers, the favorite target, and he's got it at midfield. And I don't need to tell Nebraska fans about how they have fared in some really close games in recent years. Up by 3 touchdowns. These fans know it. They were not stopped, and you're beginning to see some pensive looks on the fans of Big Red. I will say during the timeout, our friend Larry, the cable guy, was not pensive. He was very uplifting.
Oh, he was very energetic.
Yes, he was very energetic.
Dadgummit, my team's playing good. Good old Mater. You know I love cars.
Yeah. And we've got Marcus down pre-snap.
Right guard. He moves. He flinches again.
False start. 74 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's Armella, who had checked in for DiGiorgio earlier, who had the back spasms and had to leave the game. So that backs them up to their own 46 now.
You just can't do it. He's right to the right of your screen. You're going to see him move fairly slightly. I mean, it's self-inflicted, right? You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're getting something going on this drive. You cannot keep taking yards away. You got to force Nebraska to do that.
Again, Ian Aliava rolling out, looking to the corner, incomplete for Flores. And it's 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that's a throwaway. He just ran out of space, nowhere to really throw that football, so he throws it away, and you preserve the yardage, right? When you're outside the pocket, young quarterbacks at home, you should never take a sack. Throw that football away, make sure it's past the line of scrimmage, and live to fight another down.
This young man became the first Tennessee freshman to lead a program to 10 regular season victories. And all of a sudden decided to try out the portal. UCLA, the beneficiary. 2nd and 15. Plenty of time. On the crossing pattern, Flores again, and he gets it just shy of midfield. Javen Wright the stop, and because of that penalty earlier, they face another 3rd down and long.
And on that play, if he had just one more beat, he had a deep in route that he could have hit, but a nice job of him, again, finding the check down before the sack can happen.
Got to figure it's 4-down territory for Jerry Neuheisel's offense. Got to score twice, and you got 7 and change and counting.
I wouldn't be surprised if defensive coordinator John Butler sent pressure here.
They only bring 4. He gets away. Nico sees some green grass. Look out. He lets it fly, and it's caught. It's Mikey Matthews. It's a 1st down at the 26-yard line, a 24-yard gain. And the Bruins got something cooking here.
I mean, this is the danger of a running quarterback. You've done everything right. You actually get to him, but you let him out the back door. He comes underneath, and then he throws a strike for a 1st down.
Now, UCLA's longest drive of the season was 80 yards twice. This drive started back on the 4. Most recently at Maryland that took place. And Nebraska gets a timeout. And the look on Matt Rule's face will tell you that some anxiety may be creeping in.
My former offensive coordinator, Al Borges, used to call it that 3rd play. Yeah. That time where, okay, the defense got us, but when you have the legs, Denard Robinson, myself, Nico Iamaleava, even TJ Lateef, when you have the legs, you can create that 3rd extra play, and the wide receivers can get open for you.
We've got a timeout. We'll return to Pasadena with the Bruins trying to hang in there. Amaya, love you? Oh, yeah. There's a lot to love in Nico. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Nothing stops Ram. During the timeout, we learned that Nebraska challenged the last completion, thinking that Nico had gone beyond the line of scrimmage, and he did not.
That's not even close.
Yeah, and so losing that challenge, he clearly, Matt, got some bad information up top to have challenged that, and now he loses a timeout. They're down to 1 timeout remaining and no challenges left.
With a lot of time left in this football game, and UCLA is starting to find their groove with their dual-threat quarterback.
Flags down, and Nico goes down at the 30, and we'll check the marker. Sierra Wright coming through to make that grab of Iamaleava.
Illegal formation. Offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. Penalty is declined. 2nd down.
I tell you, I absolutely fell in love with Tim Skipper when we met with him. and that entire staff of his, including his operations man, Ryan McNamee. He's also the DJ for the team. And that's old Noel Mazzoni, who was called up by Jerry Neuheisel. Jerry worked for him at Texas A&M briefly in the time he spent away from UCLA. Noah's one of the great minds offensively of college football. Anthony Woods in the backfield. Nico looking that way, gets it to him, and he surges ahead to the 27-yard line. Stopped by Javen Wright again. And again, we're talking 4-down territory the rest of the night for UCLA.
And we've seen what Nico Iamaleava has been able to do on third down with his legs. I imagine that here on third down, there has to be a spy. You absolutely have to have maybe two guys, because he is really the only reason that UCLA is in this football game with an opportunity.
TJ Lateef looks on. The youngster from Compton, Cali, has done a great job for the visiting Cornhuskers tonight.
Here's a guy that could be the spy.
A lot of green grass for Nico. A lot of green grass. First down and goal at the 10. 16 yards, and Keona Davis drags him down from behind.
Tim, he could be the spy, but he wasn't. He just backed up into his pass coverage, and it allows for Nico Iamaleava to do the thing that he's done all night. You have to put a spy on him at this point in the game. He is hurting you with his legs. Watch him go through his reads, and then he starts to get on the outside. There is nobody for him, and he picks up another first down.
85 yards rushing for number 9 in the Bruin blue and gold. Anthony Frias is checked in. They bring the extra tight end in. Send Flores in motion. Look at this! Frias! Free man in the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins!
This is man-to-man coverage, but they don't have anyone peel off with the running back. It's a free release for Frias, and he frees up some space to get into the end zone.
Devin, I'm just going to say it. Iamaleava has a world of talent. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But you got to be coached up to play with the kind of freedom he's playing with now.
Jerry Neuheisel.
Jerry Neuheisel is the man. Absolutely. I mean, we may be seeing the birth of one of the great play callers in the college game. It's going to be around for a long, long time.
He certainly has the pedigree, and I'm just telling you, he knows ball.
12 plays, 96 yards. They had one that lasted over 9 minutes in the first half. This one goes 6:39. And it's Frias with his first touchdown reception of the year, his 6th catch all season long. Very well timed to make it a one-score game.
I know people watching this game that have seen the old UCLA and thought, oh, this game is over. Absolutely not. The fight will not quit for these UCLA Bruins under the tutelage and the leadership of interim head coach Tim Skipper.
Yeah, I mean, these young men are playing loose, playing with freedom. And the decision he made to have Jerry Neuheisel become the play caller when Sunseri left has just been a beautiful thing. Here's the return by Ja'Cory Barney, and it's a great one. And that gets some of the Nebraska faithful on their feet as he gets to the 39.
So for the first time tonight, there's a flag on the field, looks like.
I'll check that.
But for the first time tonight, you're going to see TJ Lateef in a position of discomfort, right? In a position where he needs to go put this ball in the end zone.
During the return, holding 54, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10, Nebraska.
And now he'll be backed up.
Yep. Well, tonight's coaching profile is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. Matt Rule, a notable assistant at several spots, including here at UCLA in 2001. He was coaching with Bob Toledo back then. Over to Temple he went, and then, of course, to the New York Football Giants. His wife was the breadwinner back in those days when he was a GA at UCLA after being at Western Carolina. Emmett Johnson. Pretty good idea to give it to him. That should be the game plan for Dana Holgorsen, don't you think, the rest of the way? Give it to 21?
Yeah, I talked about T.J. Lateef being under pressure, but if UCLA is going to allow Emmett Johnson to get that many yards on first down carries, then there will be no pressure. They'll be able to continue to play the rest of this game the way that they have, and they've shown a propensity to be able to put drives together, long drives, and with only 4:21 left, you've got to throw the kitchen sink if you're UCLA.
You're right, and both teams have had so many long drives. You think about it, that faux pas on third down that led to a fourth down stop early in the game.
It was early in the game, but it matters.
That's the difference in the game right now.
It is.
You never know which play can determine the outcome. Johnson again gets the first down up to the 35-yard line, stopped by Pellot. Johnson now with 222 yards.
Now, Tim, you expect with a true freshman quarterback that you would just keep running it. However, if I'm UCLA, like I talked about earlier, I would sell out to stop the run here on first down. And if they do that, the counter for Dana Holgorsen was to get Lateef on the edge, also the RPO. When we talked to head coach Matt Rule, he said, listen, we are going to call this game as if we are playing with a veteran quarterback. So if they sell out for the run, don't be surprised if you see this ball in the air.
1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Quick crossing pattern on the slant to Key, and he's hammered at the moment that he made that catch. It's Key Lawrence with the stop. Johnson with 222 yards of offense. Nebraska, the rest of Nebraska, 113.
As great as that hit was, the linebackers vacate, you replace him with the throw. A veteran decision by T.J. Lateef. I told you. Matt Rule said, and it wasn't just coach speak, apparently. We trust him, and we're going to call this game as if he's a veteran, and he's showing some veteran poise.
Absolutely. He and Nico have been the story tonight for both teams. And, of course, Emmett Johnson's a given. You just expect it from him. Rolling out, that one's caught. It's Isaiah Hunter. That's a big first down to the 42 of UCLA, shoved out by Lawrence. And the Bruins may be wondering now, will we ever get the ball back?
Matt Rule said, I'm going to say it again. We will call the game as if we have a veteran quarterback. Back-to-back throws in 4-minute offense to make sure you try to put this football game away. Timeout on the field.
Yeah, UCLA's going to use one. They still have the 2-minute timeout.
This is the old Spider 2 dash. He can see that the flat route isn't there. He pumps it, and then he gets back to his second read, the over route from Isaiah Hunter, sorry.
That probably, when you think about it, gives UCLA a chance here to gather themselves with the knowledge that they can still stop the clock with the help of the 2-minute timeout 2 more times. But they absolutely have to keep Nebraska from getting another first down.
Yeah, and like you just said, this is the game. If they don't stop Nebraska from getting a first down, this game is essentially over.
And they've had to earn it tonight. These Bruins have been, as the old saying goes here, the gritty little Bruins have been just that. Johnson bounces it outside. Boy, is he good. He's really good. And another 9-yard gain. That's your worst nightmare if you're the Bruins before the 2-minute timeout.
And if you're Emmett Johnson, obviously he's not thinking this way. If he would have stayed up just for a second longer, it would have got to the 2-minute warning. But UCLA has afforded an opportunity to call a timeout before the 2-minute warning, basically borrowing an extra stoppage. This is a really nice run. He does a nice job of pressing the hole. We've seen it all day. And how about Isaiah Hunter on the outside as a wide receiver, blocking at the point of attack and allowing his runner to get on the outside.
His instincts are just dynamic. I remember saying, you mentioned Emmitt Smith, his running reminded you of that. I recall when he came out of Escambia High School in Florida saying that he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, but he is the natural. He's college football's natural. Emmett Johnson in every aspect, whether he's catching a pass or just running the football does it naturally.
And Tim, on the night, he's going to get a few more, but at this point, he's got 30 touches. 30 touches.
Yeah. But again, if you're looking for a key moment in this game, it all goes back to that third down procedure.
That hard count that was snapped, everybody flustered, and then you failed on fourth down the next play.
Johnson. Well, let's see if they give him forward progress for the first down. That'll stop the clock and essentially put the game away. They can get into like victory formation shortly thereafter. I think they may say he didn't get there.
I think he did.
Maybe marking him short. Yep, they give it to him now. And now the Nebraska contingent begins to rise to their feet with the knowledge that Nebraska can only stop it one more time, and we've hit the 2-minute timeout. Big night for the Cornhuskers. Stay right where you are as we continue. Road wins in the Big Ten are hard to come by, particularly when you travel coast to coast. Fox College Football is sponsored by Wendy's new chicken tenders. And the one and only big hoss, Keith Jackson, who on many occasions on New Year's Day would say, Frank Broyles, I tell you, it's hot. It's hot in Pasadena. And the old Georgia boy that was Broyles, who wiggled his toes in the Georgia clay, would be happy to smell the sweet nectar of the postseason in Pasadena.
Thanks, Keith. Now, this is going to be a milk situation, right? Where you kind of take the snap, you wait a little bit, and then you take a knee.
40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds, and 40 seconds is ball game, isn't it?
Yep.
Only thing you can do is, if you're UCLA, is try to peanut Tillman the football out of there. By the way, I got a nice text from our friend Larry, the cable guy. He said, once again, I'm pacing 4 miles on this carpet in the second half. We lose this, I'm back on the hard stuff. The hard stuff being Krispy Kremes.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, Mater. I hope that's not hard. I like my Krispy Kremes nice and soft.
This is a huge win. Now think about this. Matt Rule, with this victory, will get his team to 7-3. They're at Penn State next. They're coming off just a brutal loss, but they get a week off. This is open date week now for them. Then they go to Penn State, and then Iowa, and the rivalry game Thanksgiving weekend. They get to 9 wins. We're talking a Florida Bowl on New Year's Day, and that's a big step up from 7-6 and going to the bowl game at Yankee Stadium, the Pinstripe Bowl. That's a big step up.
And the thing that some bowls look at is your quarterback healthy? Well, Nebraska's quarterback isn't healthy, but if TJ Lateef continues to play like this, that will not be an issue. He was exceptional tonight, and obviously we can't say enough about Emmett Johnson, what he was able to do.
How proud do you think Dylan Raiola is resting tonight?
Oh, my goodness. He probably tried to jump up and say, hey, you just had surgery. Sit down, Dylan.
This crowd that made its way here in great number. And the youngster from Compton, California, TJ Lateef, Orange Lutheran High School. Magnificent all-stater and 4-star player, comes away with the biggest win of his life, starting for the very first time very close to home. That's remarkable. And Emmett Johnson had a lot to do with the outcome of this game as well.
Yeah, 100%. And get a chance to see TJ Lateef, that smile is everything.
Yeah, it is.
Getting to see him in the Elite 11 in the summer and watch him compete. And then he comes to Nebraska, who has a true freshman quarterback starting already. That's the kind of confidence you want to see from a kid, a guy that wants to compete. And Josh R. Sims is down on the field.
Yes, he is.
With Matt Rule.
Go ahead, Josh.
Well, Coach, you said this week you were going to treat TJ Lateef like he was a veteran. Well, that was a veteran performance we saw from the true freshman out there today. Can you put into words what was on his shoulders today and how he delivered?
Well, I think you saw a battle of two great quarterbacks, and I thought TJ did an amazing job. And if you have any question about the confidence that we have in him, it's the last drive of the game. We're in 4 minutes and we're throwing the football. Nothing seemed too big. He played fast. He played good. Hey, TJ, get over here. They don't want to talk to me. This guy right here came back home. He did a great job. It was all week, though. It was never about him. It was always about the team, and the team had unbelievable confidence in him.
Well, TJ, in your homecoming, I'd imagine you probably thought about what this moment would be like all week long, to come here, to deliver the way you did, and get your team the victory. What did this mean?
Man, it's awesome to just be able to come back to the Rose Bowl. It's my first time playing in the Rose Bowl. Just to be able to come back and play with my brothers. Like, I love every single last one of those guys in white, man. And I couldn't ask for a better debut. I mean, like, this is a blessing right here. Coming back home, winning on Rose Bowl. It's my first time playing. It's a blessing. Just a blessing.
What did it mean this week to hear the way the team rallied around you? I know Dylan had a speech to the team earlier this week, got emotional, but said, support this guy, go out there. He can get out there and perform. What did it mean to have the guys rally around you in this moment?
Man, first and foremost, man, much love to Dylan, man. I mean, it sucks. Like, that's my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him down like that, it doesn't feel good. I pray for a speedy recovery for him, and that's my big brother, man. And I don't. Woo! Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome.
And to be here, it almost sounded like a Nebraska home game, and I know you had family in the crowd as well. So what was that like for you?
Man, I mean, look at Nebraska. It's a home game. It's a home game, man. Yeah, it's a home game.
All right, Emmett, and the performance you put together, over 100 yards receiving, over 100 yards rushing, and 3 total touchdowns. Last time I talked to you, you had 3 touchdowns as well. How are you doing this?
Man, I give thanks to God. Thanks God for giving me this opportunity. You know, I'm proud. I came out here with my brothers, and I'm proud to play the game of football. I'm just honoring God through it, and so I just got to bless. You know, thanks to God and thanks to my teammates. I'm proud of TJ, man. He came out here, did his thing, so first start, so I'm proud of him.
What type of a statement did this team make, knowing your star quarterback goes down, true freshman comes in, steps up and plays well, but about what's ahead for this team, given the way you guys performed tonight?
Yeah, Coach Rule talks a lot about caring for our teammates, and that's what we did tonight. You know, Dylan wasn't out here with us, but we know he was back at home supporting us. We're just caring for our teammates, caring for Dylan, caring for each other, and that's how we came out with the win.
Congrats on the win. Go celebrate.
God bless. God bless.
Incredible. And great work, Josh, to get to all of them the way you did. Latif finishes 13 of 15 for 205 yards, 3 touchdown passes, gets it done on the ground to go along with it. And I think what he said about his big brother Raiola is welcome news to Nebraska fans, because Raiola in all likelihood will return for another season, which, Latif, you think about the era of the portal we're in, if he really believes that about Dylan Raiola, that means he's going to hang around. And you need 2 quarterbacks in this day and time. They're going to hope that they can hang on to both of them going into 2026. 28-21 our final. Devin Gardner and I will return to wrap things up. Put a period on this great college football Saturday in a moment. Fox College Football Friday is under the lights in primetime. Minnesota roll the boat time with P.J. Fleck at number 9 Oregon, coming off a narrow escape today. That's 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Fox with Jason Benetti and RG3 on the call. Should be a lot of fun. These quarterbacks that we thought would be on display in a very big way, EMI Lava we know something about, but TJ Latif, the inexperienced one of these two, not only right with Nico, but bested him. And the old saying goes sometimes, Devin, that games are more easily lost than they are won. If you think about it, neither team's defense stopped the other. It was the offenses that stopped themselves on occasion. And there the quarterbacks are all taking a little photo op with one another. And they put on quite a show for us. It was a pleasure having the opportunity to call that kid from Compton's first starting game.
Yeah, I mean, I said it like at halftime, the star's born.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe I was a little premature, but the way it finished, you have to think that he's only going to continue to get better. But Nico Iamaleava, he took a step forward as well, right? He put the team on his back. And if not for a few different plays, we might still be calling this game right now in overtime. But TJ Latif, unbelievable. Getting a chance to work with him at the 11 and then seeing him get his opportunity and be prepared. It's just unbelievable.
And on this particular day, okay, when Indiana dodged a loss, a big-time loss, you think of Fernando Mendoza, the job he did to come away with that hard-earned win. And then in the second game, Here's Iowa State, loses 4 in a row, and they get a tough road win to essentially knock TCU on its heels in terms of the Big 12. And then we get this game for Nebraska. This could be a game they remember, particularly if they close out with 2 wins and get to 9-3 before the bowl bids come out.
You have to remember, this is a game years ago that Nebraska probably would have lost, right?
Yeah.
The fans at home probably weren't even that comfortable. They were thinking, man, we usually lose this football game.
The cable guy wasn't.
And we have a true freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
And he was steadfast in his preparation.
Yep.
And you heard Matt Rule talk about, if you don't think we believe in this kid, it's 4-minute drill, and we're throwing the football. I highlighted it during the broadcast. He reiterated that. And again, TJ Lateef, bravo, young man.
By the way, our friend Joey McGuire in Lubbock, Texas, loves to say the Big 12 runs through Lubbock. Well, after today's victory against BYU, they knocked off the undefeated Cougars and the Bear, Bachmeier. They get to play UCF next week, and we get to go back to Texas Tech.
You hear that? Get to go back to Texas Tech. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, indeed. We look forward to it. Our many thanks to all of our friends with Fox Sports that do such a great job every week. Josh Franz, Ian, all the guys that are behind the scenes, Jake Jolivet, Dustin Dente, Michael Barshop, the one and only Jack Tuttle, Brett Bender, Scott Numbers Alexander. For all of them, Tim Brando saying so long from Cali. We'll see you in Lubbock next week.